Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Crit Seekers, where I talk in funny accents until my friends try to kill me, as always. Anyway, I'm Mason, your world weaver for the story, and these are my friends who try to kill me. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
I love trying to kill Mason.
Even
yeah.
out of game.
Oh, yeah, it's not a lie. Anyway,
Poison will work its way eventually.
the only thing I have in way of announcements right now before we get started is if you haven't seen it on our social medias, I got the opportunity to do a fun interview with Colton over at WizThrift. So if you want to check that out, go over to his YouTube channel. I think it's YouTube at WizThrift. So go check that out. And we talked about some fun stuff, just about like me getting into D&D and inspiration and favorite monsters and colors and everything like that. So if you want to go check out more about me, do it.
Nice.
I almost made it through an intro. Anyway, that's it for me. I don't think we have anything else. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since we played, so I'm excited to start playing and fuck with these guys even more so. So let's jump into the recap.
It's been 2 weeks since we played D&D.
I tried to prepare
I
my
really tried to
spells.
stop myself.
Okay, anyway, I was trying to come up with a clever follow-up to that and didn't. So, last time on Crit Seekers, the Taelented Seven finally made their way into the city of Farsolas, seeking refuge at a small, kind of out-of-the-way tavern in the Merc, a little bit more of a run-down area within the city itself. On their way there, they ran into an old friend in that of Lorenzo Renaud, a gentleman that they had met back when they had traveled on the Altean Confederation and reached Whitehorn. He led them into this tavern to where it was revealed that there was a little almost resistance that had been forming against whoever it was that had taken up the keep, the Verdant Keep itself, and thusly taken Nimwe's family seemingly hostage. There they met Adrid Silverbloom, one of Nimwe's old acquaintances, and her sister, Tessa, who has been studying under Edred. And they did some scouting throughout the city of Farsolas, with Seven taking up with Lorenzo and making their way near the Verdant Keep to kind of get an idea of guard movements and things of that nature. And then we had Nimue and Tessa, who made their way to the docks in order to gain some information. And splitting up, Tessa went to speak with the wharf master, while Nimue dove in, swimming to get some information on the ships that are essentially embargoing the harbor and blocking it off. There's a bit of a two-ship blockade, to which you learned one of the ship's names was the Gambit, and did not quite figure out the second one's name. But upon returning, you and Tessa headed back to the tavern, and a conversation ensued where the group tried to figure out exactly what they were going to do and exactly who it was that Seven's two sisters in the town were looking for, as Tessa's conversation with the wharf master had indicated that they were in search of somebody. Through that conversation, they learned it to be Adrid, who was revealed to be an Aasimar, that of half-angel blood, that brought a connection in everyone's heads to their once companion, Kaya, who had been taken by Seven siblings and experimented on for her very own half-divine blood. During this conversation, a voice was overheard behind them, and the party found that an image of one of Seven's siblings had been listening in for how long, they weren't sure. But she taunted them a little bit before leaving, and the party rested for the evening. And we ended our session with Seven being visited in his dreams once more, except unfamiliarly this time, not his brother, but by Phaetra, Nyx's daughter, who is known to have been traveling with Seven's brother. They had a brief conversation, and that is where we ended the session. So, my friends, we start today with you all getting to awake from a long rest. So those magic items that you received from Lorenzo the evening before are now attuned, if you were trying to attune to them.
Nah.
But yeah, you awake in the basement of the Blushing Fox Tavern. You've slept in worse places and more comfortable places, so this isn't all too unfamiliar, but I mean, it is odd waking up kind of on the floor with your sleeping mats, and there's an odd scattering of those ruffian individuals who had either passed out drunk on the floor around you or are just waking up from their throes of sleep as well. What would you guys like to do?
I'm picking my spells right now.
Are we going to try to do this today?
I think the sooner the better.
Yeah, we don't
You
want to lose the element of surprise as much as possible. They already know that we're here.
So
Oh, they don't know exact location, just general look of the room. Right? I think so.
She did in the conversation, Seven's sister. There was a moment where she kind of looked around and said, "Where are you? I can't quite tell." So it didn't seem like
Yeah, she doesn't
she
know
had
where we
found
are.
you, but by some means had been able to implant an image of herself into your location.
But she does know we are in the city.
Well, we knew that they knew that already.
Yes, so it's only a matter of time before they will actually find us.
So if our plan is to sneak onto Keep, we should, not bring everybody, but just super strong people like me. And
Well, we
you.
want to stealth as much as possible.
Yeah.
As you guys are gathered talking, you hear some footfalls and look up as Adrid, Tessa, and Lorenzo are approaching you, and you can see they're all kind of like doing buttons up and straps on their armor and things, having been preparing themselves for the morning. And
Hey, Adrian.
he's like fastening a bracer on his wrist and just gives you a glance. Just, yes.
I know you probably want to join, but I don't know if it's so smart bringing you to them if they look for you.
We don't want to deliver you right into their
Yeah.
hands.
No, I agree, but as I said last night, I'm not going to sit this one out. I agree that I shouldn't just rush in. I've had time to think on this, but there's got to be something I can do. I refuse to hide from
We should
this.
Not far.
have a different mission that you do today, because I don't think it's smart for you to go to the keep.
Well, I mean,
Well, I'm
But
all
we do
ears.
have to move our
What
base of
we do?
operations. We can't stay here, because even if she might not know yet where we are, it is likely that she'll figure it out.
Well, you're right, but what do you have in mind?
I think we need a building A and building B to be able to move to, just in case.
But I think the most
As a
trustworthy,
fallback.
Yes.
the most trustworthy people in the city are probably Orly at the blacksmith and Diona Silcourt at the tavern.
but you also never know if they have been charmed.
I mean, that's true. If
This
they haven't
is
been
true.
charmed, they are the most trustworthy. But if they have been,
I still just have a hard time imagining an individual being able to charm a whole city. There has to be
a limit.
a limit. If she couldn't find where we were in that instance of her image being here, then I have to believe that she couldn't charm a whole city.
The only thing about that is that the blacksmith and that tavern are quite close to the keep. So if she was going to try to charm some of the city, it would be that part.
Oh yeah, and wasn't it like when Sevan and Lorenzo did scouting, guards near Keep were much more organized, because it seemed like the people closer to the Keep are more charmed, stronger. Yeah, there, that.
Well, if I may, Lorenzo kind of steps forward and kind of like crosses his arms over his chest in thought. Just says, from experience, I'd have to say that, being closer to the action might be in our benefit.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, I would imagine that if they're looking for us, they're going to start somewhere where they think we might be hiding, and, well, this area around here is probably where I would start if
Yeah.
I were looking for someone.
I also think that, just as long as Adrian knows to be careful, it still might be better if he actually with us. Because, that means our fighting power is stronger with him. And if something happened to us and they go look for him, we're no longer there to protect him.
There's pros and cons to bringing Adrid with us, but I don't want to deliver him straight to their hands, but it is always nice to have another fighting.
Yeah, I think I just might. Either way, if, they're going to find him if we don't hurt them, and we have better chance of stopping them if he with us.
But we have a better chance of sneaking into the keep if we keep our party as small as possible.
I think Adrid can be sneaky. Are you sneaky?
We used to sneak around a lot as kids.
Yes, that is true. He kind of gives you a not a longing smile, but one of those like remembrances where it's almost a bit of a nostalgic smile. Yeah.
And
You don't
Lorenzo,
think
you are
that is
too, aren't you?
sneaky?
Well, even more
It's
so now
different
with
as
my
kid.
current predicament. As
So?
he gestures down to the lizard-like scaled legs that come out underneath his like jerkin and leather vest.
Does he have special lizard shoes?
They're like
Special.
they're just his claws. Like I don't really think that there's like some leather wraps around the like ankle of these, but there's nothing really around the feet itself as they go down into like clawed.
Can you hear the
Feet.
tippy taps of his claws?
It seemed like as he's
probably a
thinking in
good
the
tap
corner,
dancer.
there's like he's like tapping his clawed toe.
He'd make a great tap dancer.
Yeah.
He's he's the missing link between dinosaurs and chickens.
Oh God,
Yeah.
what a sexy missing link.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Well, Adrian, maybe it's up to you to decide whether you think it's best for you to stay here and foresee precautions into moving into another base or something of the sort, or you can come with us.
Well, as he straightens up and you can see him kind of take on that like captain ego-esque like attitude, a little bit of a contrast to last night where he'd kind of lost it a little bit, finding out that he was an angel, basically. He straightens up and just says, I do think that the plan is good, that I should stick with you all. That way, if anything were to happen to either party, at least we would all be together and have the know. I don't know about going into the keep with you all. I still am undecided on if that's probably not a good idea, but I do think that we should move our base of operations. This, while not compromised now, it won't be long before it is. I mean, we are in a tavern. I'd imagine this would be one of the first places they would look.
Yes, and if we go to the blacksmith, we might be able to arm ourselves a little bit better.
This is also possible, though, again, we don't know if they are under any control, but
We could always send somebody to go talk to them first, such as Quintessa.
see her, like, awkwardly. She's been standing in the back behind everybody with just her hands, like, in her lap, just looking down, listening, and at the mention of her name, she gets a little bit of a startled look on her face and then straightens up and turns to Nimue and just says, yes, I'd be happy to take this on if that's what you're all asking of me.
Well, I just think it might be smart because you've already gone and talked to some people in town. You've already made that sort of contact that they know of. So, if anybody's going to do it, it should be you.
The only argument I have into the contrary is you and I went to the docks. I spoke with the wharf master, and by some means, that woman, an image of her, found her way in here. I'd say reason goes to show that that was maybe my fault. So if they're looking for Edred, they know me to be with him.
Not that
She knows
her
all of us
coming
to be
here
with him.
was probably because Seven is here.
You know what? Maybe we can use that to our advantage. Because if she's looking for Adrid, maybe we can bait the sisters out of the keep long enough to get to Zaylan.
But would they send themselves or just other random guards?
I don't know.
I don't see why they'd send random guards. They
But if
wouldn't
they
be able to
expect
do a
us-
job as well as they could themselves.
If they expect us to be together, then maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's like as we talked about last night. If we used Quintessa to sort of fake tell on where Adrid is and sent them on a wild goose chase as if she had betrayed us, it could get them out of the keep long enough for us to go in there. But the only problem with that is that Zaylin might go with them and then therefore wouldn't be in the keep. So then the only thing that we would get out of it was freeing my family.
But that's still important objective.
That's true.
So,
And they're not useless by any means.
Well, we can try that. I think at least it is the safest bet.
The only problem
Uh,
is that it puts Quintessa at risk.
where are we luring
I can
them
handle
to?
myself.
She's at risk anyways.
Yeah,
Yala.
this whole city has.
I
But
think
where are we
everyone
luring
now-
them to? Is there a special place we have in mind to lure them to? Or
Lure them
just this-
here.
Just here?
This is where we've been hiding out, and then once the sisters come into this room, they'll see that this
Then
is
we
the room
can
that
set
she
traps.
knew. True.
You know, if we know they're coming, then we can.
But yeah, we
And it
do
will-
We're
have.
at the advantage.
It
We
will
have-
also lend credibility to Quintessa if she brings them down here. This would be the room that would be recognized from the sisters scrying
We
yesterday.
have to find way or place for these regular citizens to hide out in first, cause we got lure enemies here,
I think
but they still
Aether,
taking shelter here.
Aether's probably the one to take care of that. Because he essentially runs the criminal underground here. He's got to have other safe houses for these people to go.
Is that true?
He's not down here.
No.
Adrid steps in and just says, "Well, I wouldn't put it past him to have other places of hiding here in the city. I mean, like you said, they do run the criminal underground."
That's true.
Well, let's ask. Just so make sure we can finalize our plan.
So we send all these people to another location. We trap this room, and then have Quintessa go to the sisters and tell them that she knows of where Adrid is, leads them here. While she's doing that, we make our way into the keep, hopefully uncharm Zaylin, but if he's not there, then we just break out my family.
Yes,
also
all the
ha-
while
yeah.
the base is moved, and how are we going to know where the base is moved to?
Sending.
Yeah.
Well, are we wanting to find one of these safe houses if they don't exist? Or my only worry is that they could be compromised if we bring these sisters of your friend here, and they are to get something out of Aether. They would know that location. But it
We
could
can
Aether-
send them to a place not at all associated with Aether then.
Where?
I still agree with your friend here, Lorenzo, about taking them to the tavern, the Lover's Quarrel. I think
But the fact that it's so close to the keep is unexpected.
it's unexpected and it's such a frequented location that why not hide best in plain sight?
I think that would work, actually.
Yes, and Diona Silcourt has always been a good friend of my family.
Just have to make sure she's not charmed.
Well, I can lead that movement then. If you are all trying to break into the tavern, Tessa here will lead the sisters here. And
You'll
I
be
can-
you'll be making a safe place at the tavern.
Yes.
Okay. Solid plan. It's gonna go to shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nothing
Unless it
ever
doesn't.
works.
We've done it before.
That's why we shall make shitty plan, so then it does opposite and work next time.
Yes, we went too detailed with the black hold. And that's why that one failed miserably.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay, what time we doing this?
Should we wait for cover of night?
And we should wait to make sure that the regular citizens here are able to move.
I also prepared a spell today, where I can scry on, well, anything within a mile.
Would I be able to sense that?
To what?
Will Seven Sisters be able to sense that?
I have no idea. If they can see invisibility, then they might, but
Seven, can your sisters see invisibility?
Not to my knowledge.
So they probably can now.
Yeah. Ooh. The range / area is 5,280 feet. So a mile.
Mm-hmm.
But
1 mile.
it's essentially scry. It's the spell's clairvoyance. I've used
Right.
it before. But yeah, it's my 3rd level.
Don't you have to?
The problem with when I did it at the Black Hold or whatever the fuck was in Whitehorn, the problem with that was that it was like concealed against scrying. So
Yes,
I
'cause
had
of
to I had to look through a window to be able to scry in there.
The good old-fashioned scrying.
Yeah, exactly. But since nothing here is magically protected from that, then it should work.
That you know of.
Yeah. Well, it says you can create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you, a place you have visited or seen before, or in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, that sort of stuff. The sensor remains in place for the duration, which is 10 minutes, and it can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. When you cast a spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense, blah, blah, blah.
It's basically sending or scrying, but you have to choose seeing or hearing. Or
Yeah, you don't
scrying
get
is
both.
both.
Yeah, and plus it's also a shorter range.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no saving
Well-
throw. It just happens.
Yeah, and the keep is definitely within a mile.
Yeah.
But it's the other downfall to it is you pick a location. So if people aren't in that location, you're just
Well, I would know, like, for example, the Great Hall.
Yeah.
Or I would know, like, the dungeons where prisoners are kept.
Mhm.
So I could always send a message, ask my family where they're being kept, and then scry on them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, a location where I might think that they're at.
for sure.
So I could do that before we even move anywhere. I could scry on into the tavern to see if that's compromised.
I mean, I think that would be especially useful before we head into the keep. To know who's still there or...
And where exactly they are too?
Well, for that, I can either... I think it would probably be more useful to send a message, because then I'll get an exact location.
Fine. Okay.
Whereas with clairvoyance, I'm kind of just making a wild shot in the dark.
Tis true. Tessa steps closer to you, Nimue, and just says, "So should I? When do you want me to do this? Should I just head to the keep and tell them to let me in, and that I know where their brother is, and lead them here? When are we doing all of this?"
You're going to let them know that you know where Adrid is,
Okay.
and you're going to lead them back here. But as for the win, that's a good question. When do we want to do this?
Well, why don't we get the next safe house set up during the day so that we can break into the keep at night?
Yeah.
So I'll head over to the tavern now.
Oh, and Tessa, you should also, to be less suspicious, you should be like, oh, I exchange Adrid for exchange safety of family.
That's a good call.
Oh, you are so welcome.
She doesn't say anything back. She says, "Well, I'll go start gathering my things." And Adrid steps forward and says, "Yes, I will gather the men here and at least try to get them all set to moving. I think that there's another tavern, and the ability to drink wherever this next safe house is will be a good motivation for them. But this way, if we bring some of these men, we have a bit of numbers at the very least, but we have some people on our side at this new safe house. So I will look to try and start getting some of them moving and seeing if they're even sympathetic to our cause."
I can take a look also into the tavern to see if it's compromised.
If you want to do that, I will start gathering.
All right. I will do that. I'll cast clairvoyance onto the inside of the tavern.
'Kay.
Where I've been before.
Are you
In, like, the
doing
main room.
Seeing or hearing?
I'll do seeing.
Okay. So oops, not what I wanted. All right, so you guys watch Nimue kind of take a step back and close her eyes and trace a couple of symbols into the air. And you watch a slight glow on her hands and then, like, behind her eyelids momentarily. And Nimue, you said you did seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So your vision immediately shifts from being the kind of black behind your eyelids. It feels almost as if your consciousness is pulled forward, and immediately you find yourself in a very familiar looking tavern space. You can see the tables circled around the like center small stage area where traveling bards and other people of that nature perform when they come through here. There's a few patrons walking around, mingling, stepping up to the bar at the head of the the stage itself. Maybe 2 or 3 people ordering drinks. You can see Diana behind the bar, like kind of cleaning off, shining some glasses and speaking with the customers. And setting up on the stage, you see another familiar figure of Jalen, just like tuning what looks to be like a lute.
Uncreative ass name. Fucking Galen.
Zalen,
Taelented.
Jalen.
I just
Wait, it was
I-
Jalen.
Jalen is her brother.
Get a
Are
better
there any
naming
more?
scheme.
He goes,
Waylon.
first of all,
There was a
Waylon
Waylon, but not anymore.
used to be Adrid's name, and then I changed it because I was like, I can't do Waylon. I honestly,
Yeah.
this was just a generator.
Too
We're
many.
just gonna
This
call
is-
it. It's a
Kalen,
Farsolas
Malin.
thing.
It's a
Malin.
Farsolas thing.
Okay.
I went
Palin.
through like a name generator for like Irish type names, like that sort of area,
Valen.
and I just did not notice.
Anyway,
He goes by Jail.
tisk.
Okay, God.
so you
Jail.
see Jail.
Yeah, he goes by Jail.
You see Jail sitting on the stage on a stool.
I don't blame you.
Tuning what looks to be a lute in his lap. But other than that, that's about what you see.
Okay, it lasts for 10 minutes, so if anything interesting happens,
Do you watch for 10 minutes?
yeah, I'll watch for
Okay.
the full 10.
So you guys kind of awkwardly just like shuffle about. Nimue just stands there, slight glow behind her
I mean,
eyelids.
you guys are pretty used to me doing shit like
Yeah.
this at this point.
Rock,
um,
paper, scissors with Valley.
As you're watching,
I'm
nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, the patrons order some drinks. You can see some discussion and like some
Is there
chuckling with
Anybody else I recognize
Diona.
in there?
Not patron wise.
Okay.
No. A couple of them go take seats. There's like 2 of them that go sit down next to each other, and one of them that goes and sits in the corner by himself and seems to have like a flagon of ale just like seated there early in the morning. As she's doing this, there's that awkward moment where like Lorenzo kind of goes back onto one of his claws and rocks a little bit and goes, So how is everybody? You everyone get a good sleep? Cool. He just kind of looks at you all awkwardly in a moment. And he's like, well, so how about... And as he's saying that, Nimue's eyes flutter open.
How about what?
I want to know.
Oh. Nothing. I think
What
this is
we-
more important.
What were you guys talking about?
Nothing important.
Okay,
See
so
a slight flush come to the tanned skin on Lorenzo's face.
Wait, Lorenzo.
Yes.
Maybe I should wait till later.
I want to know why everyone stopping when they try to say something. Now I just confused and curious.
Well, you just looked like you needed some conversation, so I was just going to ask you a simple question.
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, veracity or challenge?
So
He
they're
gives
coming
you-
from a mile away.
He gives you kind of a cocked head look, and then I'm pretty sure you guys played this with him at one point.
I know we played it with somebody. And a
I
couple
know it
other
has
people.
Alar has played multiple times, but he just says, challenge?
Oh, that's what I was hoping you would say. Okay, I
He
challenge
gives you a worried look.
I
Nimue.
challenge you to let me paint your talents.
Let you what?
Okay, done. He grabs a chair and like spins it around and sits down and holds up. You can see like the like dark green, almost black scaled lizard like skin lift up, and the talons just kind of start like wiggling in your face a little bit. And he goes, "So, what color are we doing?"
This isn't the reaction I wanted, but I guess I'm kind of limited to my
Lorenzo.
paints.
Oh, I have white paint and red paint.
I think red would look really nice.
I do have a disguise kit.
Wait, what color are his scales?
They're like dark dark green, almost black.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I will just do like a lime green. Do you think in my disguise kit I have some paints?
I roll a first roll of the game. I haven't had you guys roll fucking shit. I should have you roll a perception check. I don't know why I'm doing.
the yuck?
I don't know. Well, there's not really a lot to miss in the tavern. Anyway, just roll a d20.
7.
A 7?
Yes.
You don't have anything like immediately that's like lime green, but you have some different like hued paints and things that you think you could mix to make something similar.
Ooh, color theory. Let's see what
Yeah,
you
Nyx
know.
knows all about that.
Yeah.
Judging by
If
her
you
Alright.
want
I'm
to,
not
you
so
can
sure.
roll me a
I'm going
disguise
to
kit
try for lime green.
check. Okay, roll me a disguise kit check.
Oh, that's with proficiency.
Don't you also your luck stone?
Yeah, that does help. Okay, so it's just my proficiency and dex. Oh well, this is fine. That's still a plus 10 altogether. 17.
17. Not too hard to do. It takes you a minute as you're looking at all the pigments and you get that like and then you see Nyx just like go to work and start mixing some things and you come up and it's pretty close to lime green. It's not like vibrant lime green.
Okay.
It's more of like, a little bit darker, muddled, but
It looks
for your
beautiful.
purposes it works.
You're a good sport.
I'm waiting. And the toes just
Oh,
wiggle in your
yeah,
face
I
again.
I paint them.
Okay.
I thought yep.
Yep.
I'm
You
catching
pa-
up.
D&D where you paint a half lizard man's toes. Love it. Anyway,
That's what this game's all about,
Yeah.
guys.
Unless you're not sucking on
we don't
his
fight
toes.
things.
We
paint
just won
toes.
the game. We're good. We can end the session now.
All right, after the heist, you can ask me a question. You can paint my nails if you want. I don't care.
Maybe we'll see.
'Kay.
Maybe I want to. Who knows? So,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What'd
Let's
you
move
see?
on to.
Wait, what'd you
sorry.
see?
Nothing of interest. Just there's some patrons in the bar, but nothing that was concerning. Just it seemed like a regular day for them.
Well, we've done more for bars, so let's go. Yeah, okay. Wait, right now? We go right now, or? Yeah?
Yes, we go right
Okay.
now.
Making
e-
sure.
everybody, Tessa says, like, are we?
Oh, like
So we're going to go
smaller
over to the
group
tavern
at
first.
time.
Yeah, but we want to go in small groups.
Yeah.
I can cast invisibility on somebody,
We could also do pass without a trace.
Yes, we can do
but
that.
maybe we should. Should we make Adrid? Well, I guess I could save the spell. I guess.
But we don't want them to know what Adrid is. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So cast invisibility on him.
But do we want
Yes.
Adrian
Well,
should
wouldn't
go
it-
in a later group, not the first
Wouldn't
group.
it be better for me to disguise myself somehow? If I'm invisible, I can't organize the moving to the tavern.
Oh right.
That's why you should use the hat.
I am not opposed.
But you have to focus on it and why am I blanking on the word?
Attune.
You have to attune to it.
Oh, I thought you were just trying to go for like a different term.
Yeah, same. I was
Says,
like, I'm wondering what I was going to say.
Well, then maybe that's not the best move.
Well, you
It
have
does
your
take 30
disguise
minutes,
kit
right?
that
Hour?
would.
30 minutes to
It's
hour?
like- it takes like
I
an hour.
thought we did that.
But if you use your disguise kit, that's something that would last all day.
Yeah, and look at my handiwork. You know.
Exactly.
Marina.
Lorenzo's foot holds up, and you can see
Yeah.
the pretty almost lime green nails. Makes me feel a bit sleeker. Fast and deadly.
Good.
That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, poison on those.
That's an
His
interesting
foot goes
version.
down. He says, "Is this poisonous?"
No,
Oh well. Maybe next time.
that is a good idea though.
Paint my nails with poison.
That's just like that lady from Holes.
Balls, I know.
We should watch that sometime.
All right, so should we go?
Yes.
Well, disguise Adrid first.
Roll a disguise check.
I'll cast guidance on you.
Guys, yeah, that's and guidance.
Yeah, so D4.
So 50, so 25.
25. Yeah, when Nyx finishes and steps back and Adrid turns towards you, there's a moment where you do not recognize the person sitting there. It's totally different.
Dope. Perfect. Good work.
What?
That's like the best job you've ever done.
What is your disguise name?
What?
Do you have a fake
Waylon.
name?
Nobody will suspect a thing. Everybody has
My
names
name
like that
will
here.
be
Yeah, they're really common in Farsolas.
my name will be Kaelin.
Okay, Kale.
Now we have Tail.
Dale, Kale, JL.
Oh god, it's layered, dude.
Veil.
Sure, we'll go with Kale.
Okay, Kale.
My name
Or
is
do you want to
Kale.
go by later half and go by Lean?
I'll stick with Kale.
Okay, Lean.
He just shakes his head and goes, I will gather everybody. And you said you want me to move in a second group then?
Just in case, you know?
All right.
Just in
Or-
case.
Because
Can do.
maybe something there.
All right, so we'll go into separate groups. So, first group, let's go.
Alright.
Are we part of first group?
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case there's something bad there and we need to fight it.
Okay. So you're heading for...
The Blushing Fox Tavern.
No, that's where you're
that's
at.
where we're at. We're going to the Lover's Quarrel
Okay.
I'm just
in
gonna use
Tavern.
my brave disguise self and disguise myself to look like a regular old human.
Okay.
Oh fuck. I also am very obvious. Do you have Pass Without a Trace?
Yes, I will cast that as relief.
Okay.
So you guys are going to try and take like the alleyways then instead of like
Yeah.
the main thoroughfare?
I mean,
Yeah. Should we really split up?
I feel like it's
Will they
stupid
be
to go in like
sneaky?
one big group.
Okay.
Plus, those people aren't as like obvious or hunted for as the rest of us. And now you've disguised Adrian,
Okay.
so
Which is the point.
Okay. Everyone, break.
Okay. Then I would like some stealth checks.
I'm gonna
from
cast guidance on
everyone.
myself.
Okay.
That's good. That I did that.
And it's pass without a trace.
Yep.
25.
Okay.
22.
Oh god, now I just lost the number. 32. 34.
36.
Okay.
One of those two.
Okay.
Without a peep, you guys go through the little hidden trap door that leads to this underground room and step out of the Blushing Fox Tavern and around the back into the alleyways. It takes a little bit longer than going through the main thoroughfare. But after maybe about an hour, you find your way weaving through back alleyways. There's a couple of times where there'll be an errant patrol of guards that walk by, but you all practiced enough in your stealthing, easily duck into the shadows, and they are none the wiser as they pass by. Eventually, the haphazard layout of the Merc gives way to finely cobbled streets weaving between well-kept buildings. All the major streets in this part of the city lead to this grand open square with a large fountain at its center. In the middle of this fountain sits a large marbled statue of two humanoid figures locked in a lover's embrace, thusly the reason this place in Farsolas is known as the Lover's Square. To the northeast lies a wider cobbled path that leads straight up the hill to which you can see the Verdant Keep sitting at the top. And around this fountain, there are these few well-kept flower gardens that at this time are still dormant in their perennial buddings, though there are many people still sat along their edges, noses in a book or deep in conversation with another. The Lover's Square itself is lined with all manner of businesses. On the western edges, you can see a wide 3-story building of finer make. People seem to be frequently entering and leaving this structure, and as you focus on the exterior, you can see a sign hung above the door, denoting this as the Lover's Quarrel Inn and Tavern. Couple buildings to the left of the inn, you see a small rectangular building extending back away from the square, with painted letters on a window up front that in rough calligraphy read, The Whistling Spirit General Store. And to the south of the square, you can see another building of roughly masoned stone with a large cylindrical chimney jutting out the top, emitting this thick black smoke that you would assume to be from a forge. But yes, you all reach the Lover's Square, where a lot of these different places are located.
Let's go into the tavern.
Did you want
We
to
go.
talk to her?
Yeah,
or-
I've got like
okay.
my hood up.
Mhm. With those stealth checks, I won't make you roll another one. It's easy. You find your way through the Lover's Square to the Lover's Quarrel Tavern. Oops. So, yeah, stepping inside, you all now can see what Nimue saw. There's tables that are kind of scattered in a U shape around this center stage. It's a little small, but it seems to be perfect for a couple people performing, as there is one person sitting on there currently just strumming a lute, humming more so than singing, as there's not really a lot of people in the tavern at the moment. And at the far end, from the door and from you, you can see a bar lining the edge closest to the wall, where there is another woman behind, kind of shining glasses and talking to the maybe one or two patrons that are up against it. And in the far straight ahead of you, right back corner, is a staircase that seems to lead up to what you would presume to be the rooms up above.
All right, I'll walk up to the bar
Okay.
and sort of keep my face hidden with the hood until I get like right up to where Diona is, and when she's not talking to somebody, I'll kind of just like lift my face enough that she can see. And then,
Okay.
Like, lower it back down.
So you can see her, she's finishing a conversation and handing a drink across the bar to one person. And as she slides it across, goes back to shining a glass and goes to turn to you. And you can all see this kind of willowy, slender woman with silver, longer hair, dark blue eyes, and this really pale skin tone. As she turns towards all of you, but Nimue in particular, who has walked up to the bar and just says, yes, can I help you? And as you lift your head up, you see her eyes, like there's a moment where she is confused and like looks you up and down and takes a step back, and then sets the glass and the towel on the table and just folds her arm and kind of has a sly smirk on her face. And she goes, well, have to say this is a bit of a surprise.
I assume so. It's been a long time.
It has. So I can only imagine that you showing up shortly after weird happenings in the city isn't a coincidence.
No, it's not. I've come back to help. But we are looking for a little bit of, what's the word?
Safety.
Yes.
Tail kind of leans over and like she nods to
Yes.
this and goes, well, I'm not surprised you came here. Who are your friends?
Oh, I'm Tael.
These are some people that I've met along the way, since I left Farsolas. This is Tael, and that's Seven, and this is Nyx.
She gives you all a nod and just says, well met, everyone.
Hello.
Well-
We've come to fix the problem.
Let's hope that is the case. Though I'm not even sure what problem there is, just can tell that something's amiss. But you always have a home here, you know this, which is I'm sure why you came.
Does she seem like charmed or anything? Does she act
Make
like
an
someone
insight
she's
check.
acting weird? Okay. Natural 2.
Natural 2.
So 11.
It's hard to tell. You're still in that state of like seeing all these people that you haven't seen in forever, and so while there's a moment where you like try to search for any sign of this in her face, it's hard to push past the feeling of talking to an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
She still, arms folded, just says, well, so what kind of safety can I offer? Do we need rooms? What do we need?
So we have some more people coming in a moment. We decided to leave our old safe house. It had been sort of compromised from our enemies. Have you mayhap seen 2 odd women strutting around the keep anytime recently?
Can't say I've made much of an effort to go up to the keep.
How about the guards? Have you noticed them acting weird?
fact, weird is an understatement. More like all of them turning into assholes one day after not being that way, which is what seemed amiss to me, seeing as it wasn't just one.
So it's not widely known within Farsolas that the keep has been compromised.
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, we've got another group coming, and one of them is Adrid. The 2 women that are in the keep are looking for him.
Strange.
It is.
Well, yes.
Did she seem surprised by that? When she said strange, did she seem surprised by that information?
Make an insight check.
Fucking 2. For like a 6.
She
Never mind.
is she's really hard to read. There's like this really tough exterior that the only time you saw break was when she saw Nimwe's face and there was a slight smirk, and then other than that it's been very straight faced. There's really not a lot of emotion to read.
Okay.
She says, well, Adrid is welcome here as well. I didn't know that he was not still with the guards. I guess it does please me a little bit to know that he's not behind the sudden change in attitude. But he's welcome here. Your friends are welcome here. I will set aside as many rooms as you need. We're a little bit lacking on business, seeing as whatever's happened has stopped any influx of people coming into the ports. I do know that there's been 2 ships out there and no other ships coming or going for some time now.
Yes, one of them was called the Gambit. Did you mayhaps have heard talk of what the other ship may have been called?
Well, yes, we've all seen it. It's the Gambit and the Lancet.
And the Lancet?
Mm-hmm. But
Is this tavern like? I mean, does everybody know about the Lovers' Quarrel? Is this a well-known place?
yeah, we're one of the more popular
Do people
stops.
know what the inside of these rooms look like then? Like, have most people that live here been inside?
Well, I would imagine that most people who live here have not been into the rooms as they live here.
I'm just concerned.
We're mostly a tourist stop, I would say.
Do you know if Aileen and Orly have been acting strange at all recently?
Aileen stops in for a drink every so often, but I can't say anything has been odd.
All right.
Is there? Can I just take a peek around the bar?
Yeah.
See
What are you
if
looking for?
anybody's just like anybody's watching us while we're over here talking with her.
Make a perception check.
It's not great. 13.
13. You look around kind of in your immediate vicinity, and there's no one like around you that is watching. I mean, there's only a few people in here, and so there's like the occasional, like the 2 people closest to you are seated maybe like 20 feet back from you at a table that's pretty close to the stage, listening to whoever's up on the stage playing. And you can see like one of the people who's in conversation will like glance up, just like looking at this group of you at the bar, but that's about it.
Okay.
How many rooms should we buy?
We probably want to keep pretty close together, but how many people did we have coming with us?
Adra didn't say for sure how many he was going to be able to get, but I mean, it's probably going to be between like 10 and 15.
Okay, I'll tell
Okay.
Diona that.
She says, well, the whole 3rd floor is not being used currently, so I'll just tell anyone else who comes in that it's under maintenance.
Oh, thank
you.
How much is that?
There's a moment where she looks at you and then looks back at Nimue and says, tell you what, you take care of whatever this bullshit is. Call it compensation.
Okay, so here's 20 gold. There you go.
She immediately takes it, says nothing more.
She is a business owner. Thank you.
As she says yes, and as you're talking to her, you hear some steps behind you as another figure steps up to the bar and kind of leans over and goes, "Oh, Dee, I could use a drink right now. And the figure turns, and you see Jael turn, and he steps back and goes, "Ha! Do mine eyes deceive me?"
Probably.
Well, you seem fun.
Oh,
Well-
I know.
Come here, you. He
I'll give him a hug.
steps forward and gives you a hug, and you see another man who he looks kind of younger, same age as the woman behind the bar, about 30ish, like age-wise, slender build, this silver straight long hair, very clean shaven, same blue eyes. They look very twin-like. But yeah, he gives you a big hug, Nimue, and like kind of picks you up a little bit with one lift, sets you down, and says, "Ha, well, I thought you were dead."
That would stand to reason.
Obviously not, so you're here, so... Well, this is, drinks all around, Dee. And she just kind of gives a little bit of an eye roll and looks to all of you for, like, acknowledgement of wanting drinks.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, we'll have a round.
She turns around and
We do have
starts
some things
pouring.
that we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to try to get my family out of the keep.
Jael leans up against the bar itself, says, "Well, I was about to ask why you were back, but that doesn't seem good. Get your family out of the keep? Can't you just walk in? Obviously not, or you wouldn't be trying to get them out."
I don't know
but-
if you've noticed, but Farsolas is under new rule at the moment.
No, I hadn't really noticed. I'm usually just in here, singing, drinking, having a jolly old time.
So nothing's changed.
No, I would say no. Not at all.
Well, that's nice.
But you, what about you? Look at you. And he points to, you've got the breastplate on and things, and, gestures to your friends around you and goes, This is by far not what I expected to see when little old Nimue came back into town. You've grown up.
This guy reminds me of Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Oh, no.
That's how I'm picturing him.
What kind of Santa Claus stories did you hear
They're
as a
half-
kid?
They're half elves.
When I
That's
picture
why
Santa
they're
Claus, I
more-
picture Tim Allen.
Tim
guy
Allen
is
sits in front of you.
Straight up just Tim Allen.
Yeah.
That's really hilarious.
But where have you been? What have you been up to? There's so much for you to tell me.
Well, we've been adventuring so much. We've been all over the place at this point.
I am quite jealous to hear more of these stories of your adventures. Just look at you, a little adventuring girl now. Won't your father be, probably worried, but also proud, I think, hopefully.
Well, I don't think this is what he expected for me, but here we are.
Yes, here we are. And here you are, And she puts drinks onto the table, and he starts, Jael grabs them and starts handing them out to all of you, and takes one, and it kind of sloshes a little bit. You can tell he's probably already been drinking for the morning. He goes, "Well, to you, Nimue, and to your new friends. It's a pleasure to meet you all."
Jael. Nice to meet you. You have same name as me, but different.
What was your name again?
Taelan, but I go by Taelan.
Oh, well, isn't that just pleasant? Cheers, Tail.
Oh, cheers, Jael.
Yeah.
They call him Jail because that's where he probably belongs.
Hey, now, don't give away all of my secrets. They haven't got me yet.
I don't belong in a Tael.
This one's funny. You should keep him around.
I do. He saved my life many times.
Well, good on you, Tail.
Oh, good on me. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway, I'm being called back to the stage by my adoring fans. You kind of glance back, and there's no one. He just says, "Well, do come and say goodbye if you ever plan on leaving, but let me know if there's anything I can do for you, as always." He kind of gives you a boop on the nose, and then stalks off back to the stage and sits down, and you can hear him just loudly proclaim, "Now where were we?" And he starts strumming on the lute. Diona just leans across and goes, "Well, some things never change, right?"
They really don't. It's kind of crazy.
Well, she reaches under the
Nice.
table and grabs this handful of keys and spreads it out onto the bar. Says, "These are for you.
I want this one.
Third floor is all yours. I'll make sure that no one disturbs, and if there's anything strange I notice, I will be sure to try and get word to you."
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
She nods and just says, "It is good to see you."
It's so good to see you as well. It's nice to see that at least one part of Farsolas is still the same.
Some things never change, she says again, and then picks up the glass she had been shining and kind of leans back on the back of the bar. Keeps shining, just like kind of mentally zoning out a little bit towards Jael on the stage.
All right. Well, we'll just wait until Adrid and the rest of them get here, but I think we should
Oh, go to the rooms.
yeah, go to the rooms.
Are we going to signal to them somehow?
Why don't you we'll go upstairs, you disguise yourself and come down and wait until they get down here,
Okay.
and then you can let them know.
Okay. Go upstairs, Don.
Okay. So who's staying? You said someone was staying down?
I'm going upstairs and disguising myself as a different human.
Okay. And then coming back downstairs. But the rest of you are staying down?
We're gonna stay upstairs.
Stay
Okay.
up.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
So
in
you
one of the rooms.
head up to your rooms. There is the ability. There's a couple rooms upstairs that have like their 2-bedrooms, but a lot of them are single bed rooms on the 3rd floor. But they're all well kept and well furnished. I mean, they're nothing extremely fancy, but definitely a lot better than some of the seedier taverns and stuff that you guys have stayed in before, and like in any other town. Essentially, this is definitely like a step up, like in between the hoity-toity rich taverns and the shitty places you've
middle
been.
class.
Yeah. Yeah. They're very simple rooms. There's a bed. There's a small like writing desk in one corner in most of the rooms. The ones with the double beds don't have a writing desk, but they do have like a dresser of some sort. Other than that, they're pretty sparse. Just not gross. The walls are all like well painted and things. But yeah.
We'll just take one of the double bed rooms for now.
So you guys crowd into this double bedroom. Tail, you walk in and shift your
Change
appearance.
into a nice rich man with a monocle
Okay.
and a top hat.
Dope.
And I'm going down,
Sick, dude.
except my pants are rags and I'm only nice from the waist up.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, definitely inconspicuous.
Okay. So you see Tail's form shift, and on the upper torso, there's like this nice tucked-in vest with like a tailed coat, and then waist down, it's just these torn, stained rags. But like nice top hat, monocle.
Don't
The
you
lad
think that
would
you're
be
a
proud.
little? That's true. But don't you think you're a little inconspicuous,
At least this way, they can find me.
or is it conspicuous?
Either will
Conspicuous.
be able to
Whatever,
find me.
man.
That man knows my heart, so he will know.
Okay. So, Tail. You head down to the bar, and
Why are you so weird?
are you taking a seat? What you doing?
I'll take a seat at the bar top.
Okay. All right, so you take a seat at the bar, and Diona steps up to you and goes, "Oh, hello, sir. Can I get you a drink? Can I get you anything?"
Twiddle my mustache.
It's fake. It's an illusion.
She gives a weird squinted glance at you.
Like, oh, hi. Oh, hi. I am not Dea.
She goes, "Should have guessed, one of Nimwe's friends. Do you need another drink?"
Oh, yeah. So I can.
She fills a cup and slides it
blend
over.
in.
She just
Thank you.
goes back to tending the bar. Can see her step out to speak with the two people who are seated next to the bar still and take some orders from them. But yeah, make a perception check. So you're just kind of hanging out waiting.
5.
You get zoned out and trying to twirl your non-existent mustache, and you just sit there staring at the wall trying to spin something that's not there. The rest of you, is there anything you'd like to do while you're up in the room?
No, we're just waiting. I think I
Okay.
don't really have anything because everything that we're gonna do is gonna be right before we head out.
Okay.
So.
About half hour or so of you zoned out into the wall. Tail, there's like an arm on your shoulder as you turn and can see this kind of group. There's a couple of them that look a little bit more ruffian, like you'd noticed from the bar, the Blushing Fox Tavern, and there is a man who's talking to you who's got like this combed over black hair, just like kind of a dirtier face. He looks like he's trying to pass off as a ruffian, but it takes you a second, and then you notice this is the disguise that was made for Adrid.
I'm like, oh, ho, ho, Sir Tael. Fancy meeting you here.
Says, well, it wasn't too hard to pick you out with the mismatched clothing.
I knew you got me. Let's go over to our meeting place for our very important business meeting on the 3rd floor.
Lead the way.
Okay, I go upstairs with
He and Tessa and Lorenzo, who are in the group, also turn to follow you. The rest of the ruffians, you can see, like, sidle up to the bar, just start ordering drinks. You can see Diona kind of gets into a shuffle, almost like she's happy to have business this early. But yeah, you guys make your way up to the 3rd floor. The three of you in there, Tail opens the door, and there's a moment where you're like taken aback as you see the half fancy, half ragged man step into the doorway. Remember it's Tail, and then followed by the other three who step in, shut the door behind. And Adra just goes, well, that was easier than expected. We didn't have much of a problem getting through the streets to here. Couple of guard patrols on the way through the square itself, but no one took notice to us. So,
Good.
just
what's the plan?
us first. If anyone asks, in whole 3rd floor is ours, but it's just under maintenance.
Right, under
supposedly.
maintenance.
So we are here to do maintenance if everyone asks.
Very well.
Or anyone. Yeah.
So the plan is to have, we've gone over this, we'll just go over the plan again, and then do we want to do this at nightfall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as night hits, that's when Quintessa goes up to the keep and leads them away. Do we want to also be at the keep when she's doing that, or?
We should be ready to go in as soon as we
Yes,
can.
we should be ready. The tavern is close enough to the keep that we can just keep an eye out and see when they leave.
We can.
Wait, she's sorry. She's bringing them to this place?
No, she's
No,
taking them
yeah,
over to the
tavern.
Blushing Fox Tavern.
Oh, for a second I was like, why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we should be, the three of us will wait by, here's the plan. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. The three of us go and wait by the servants' quarters entrance. And we go wait over there for your signal, and you'll be nearby the front stealthed and watching them leave. And when they leave, you'll send a message to us, or you'll just come back to us because you're the most stealthy. And then we'll all go in the servants' entrance together, and then we'll go try to find Zalen and uncharm him. But also, if you're watching, you'll be able to see if Zalen is one that leaves or stays.
Okay.
And then that way we can know what the plan is from there.
Roger.
Okay. So
Roger,
when night
Roger.
falls, that's what we're gonna
Do
do.
you know what Zayden looks like?
We've done with Barty's ball thing. We showed you guys an image of
Oh,
all three
yeah,
of those
you did.
guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So you do know what they all look like.
Perfect.
All right. Well, is there any type of preparatory work you guys want to do in the meantime?
The only thing I'm gonna do is when it's like 10 minutes before we're gonna head out, I'll do clairvoyance. No. I'll do ascending, and like 10 minutes before we're about to head out, I'll send a message to Silwyn. And I'll just say, hello, we're going to try to get you out of there tonight. Don't let them know this. Where are you being kept? Where can I find you? Where is everyone? I don't know how many words that was, but
Say it goes through.
yeah.
You get a response pretty quickly afterwards, and it says, Nimue, we're here. We're in the keep. We still are in our rooms. They just don't let us leave. Oh, it'll be so good to see you. I'm so excited. Please come and help us.
Aw.
Sus.
Yeah, the fucking. How old is she? Hold on.
9.
Yeah, the 9-year-old fucking sus.
Gotta get rid of her.
Yeah.
Dude, that's typical in every single scary movie. The little girl is always sus.
Yeah.
Does
for
she have a
sure.
twin?
No,
Do
the only
they
one.
speak in synchronization?
No, that's what the other set of twins did.
Slight backtrack. Adra just says, so the verdict is that I will just stay here then and hold out, essentially try and stay inconspicuous then.
Hold down the fort, and if
Right.
something happens here, try to let us know.
I'll
But
do
of
my
course,
best.
you have to prioritize your own body, because who knows what will happen to you if you get captured.
It's important that you don't, because from what we heard, the other angel-blooded person that got captured by them had a horrible time. So
And also,
don't get
if
fucking
it
captured.
furthers their plan, that's not so good, because
Well, I'll do my best.
but at least now you can spread your little angel wings and fly away like a bird,
I'm like a bird.
unlike Seven.
Oh,
I can
wow.
fly now.
You
What are you
can fly
talking
now.
about?
Oh yeah.
He just says, right, I'm going to go have a drink then.
Yes, remain. Don't wipe off your makeup. Don't forget that you're wearing it.
Right. I am Kale.
Sir Kale the Fourth.
Yes, my father was a real estate broker.
Bring into a long line of
Look
noble
at this
real
land.
estate
It would be a great land to build a tavern.
I'm here on business from Port Greymount, looking to expand our family's fortune by purchasing land here in Farsolas in order to establish a better trade route for my family between the two cities.
Oh wow, great job.
Perfect. Well, you're natural.
Well, about that drink. He turns and walks out the door.
All right.
Tessa still hangs behind and just says, well, I guess I'll get ready to go as well.
Yes, we'll be right behind you, just stealth, and you know the plan. Just don't let any of it slip. And you're a smart girl, but be safe. And if it looks like it is not safe to go, then don't.
Very well.
We're
She-
counting on you.
And you have something to protect yourself?
She just, her hand like goes to the sword at her hip.
Is that
Says
a
I-
no?
I think I can handle myself.
Okay.
She gives you all an awkward nod and turns and walks out the door. And the only person left there is Lorenzo. And just, she says, so who am I going with?
You're coming
what
with
is-
us.
What's
Oh,
that? Yeah.
I mean, I did not want to assume, but perfect.
I assumed that you were coming with us.
Oh, right.
I
Yes,
assumed
that
you
was the
wanted
plan all
to
along.
be with me all along.
Yes.
I
Only
know
to be with
so.
you, Tail.
I know. I quite great. Let's
Very.
go. Oh wait, we had to wait first. Not yet nighttime. No.
No, it is nighttime.
It is nighttime.
So we'll just wait for like 5 minutes after Tessa goes, then we'll trail behind her.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the servants' entrance on the Dark Grove side of the keep. We'll go hang out over there.
Okay.
And we're going to stealth over.
All right. So as you exit out of the lovers' quarrel into the moonlit, slightly clouded night of Farsolas, I need some stealth checks from you all.
Should we do a little pass without a
Yeah, I'll
trace
do
again?
another pass without trace.
Okay. I'm going to cast guidance on myself. Because I'm bad at stealth. Thank God. 24.
21.
21.
31.
30.
Okay.
God, we're neck and neck.
I know.
I think anything can beat that besides a natural 20, which does not happen. All right. So you all, again, in a practiced manner, slip into the shadows of the alleyways and slowly start to dart, making your way. You can see up ahead the lone figure of Tessa walking up the wider cobbled path straight towards the keep. Back straight, just walking straight up there, and you follow her all the way. Close to the top, there's a moment where you come to where the edges of the buildings stop and the grounds of the keep begin. And you can see her pace slow, and two figures emerge from a position that you can't see, start walking towards her, and you can see two glass guard stepping towards her, hands on their swords. And you can see Tessa kind of put hands up. And something is said between them, and they step to either side of her. One of them reaches and takes her sword from her sheath, and they both grab her arms and begin to lead her towards the keep itself.
No, we kind of knew that was gonna happen though.
So should I stealth? What do
Yeah, so you stealth and then just like watch this walkway.
Okay.
Did you need to go invisible? Or are you okay?
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I'll cast invisibility on myself.
Yeah, since you won't have Pass Without a Trace
Yeah.
after we leave your site. So I'll lead the three boys over to the servants' entrance, and we'll wait for Nyx.
Okay. So, you three, Tail, Nimue, Seven, and Lorenzo, you guys follow Nimue around the grounds to an outer edge of the side of the keep. We'll keep your same stealth rolls for ease. There are multiple guard patrols that start to pass in your direction, and it's easy to find a bit of shrubbery or errant rocks that you duck behind as they pass.
And especially because I know this area so
Yeah.
well.
It's easy for you to find a spot to kind of dart and zigzag your way towards the like the more northwestern end of the Verdant Keep. And as you guys get closer, you can see this circular 3-story structure surrounding this large cylindrical lighthouse, still dark. But you make your way to the northwestern edge of the Verdant Keep that borders the ocean beyond, and you can faintly hear the crashing of waves against the cliffside below as you reach, I'm assuming not right next to the door, but like cover nearby.
Yeah.
So you reach like a grouping of shrubs, bushes, and things in that area that you hunker down in. Nyx, you're following, I'm guessing, where they're taking Tessa through, correct?
I'm gonna just like, until I can find a place where I can, I don't know, easily see who comes in and out.
Okay.
And like, but I want to be off the main path. Like if there's like shrubbery or whatever,
Yeah.
I want to be near that.
Easy. There's a group of bushes and like a tall tree that rises up that you are able to kind of slip into the shadows underneath. And you can see just barely as you reach that, the guards leading Tessa through almost this like entry archway that leads into the grounds surrounding the tower itself, where would be like one of the main entrances into the Verdant Keep. And they disappear after a few moments.
Do I see anybody else?
Make a perception check.
Natural 1.
Natural one.
Nice.
It's very dark around this, where you would assume normally there are plenty of torchlit areas and things. A lot of those, other than what is around the keep itself, especially the main entrance, everything else is dark. So it's really hard to see anything other than that archway. And you don't really see anything pass through the archway as you're sitting there.
I'll just keep my eyes peeled then for any changes.
Okay. So time passes. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, about 45 minutes into waiting. There's movement that you notice on the outside of this archway leading in. And you can see Tessa flanked by 4 guards walking back towards the path with what appears to be kind of a small, like thinner build, very, very familiar looking to the woman that you saw materialize as an image in the tavern.
So just it was definitely one of Seven's sisters. And the other 3, do they look, they're just regular guards?
There's 4 other guards.
So
four guards and one of the sisters.
One sister.
Kind of, she's behind, flanking them as Tessa's in the middle of these 4 guards walking down the path.
Oh, God. Does Tessa, is she like restrained at all, or is she like, does she seem like terrified out of her mind?
Make
or
a perception check.
That's better. Perception. 19.
19. She is not restrained, but the guards are flanking her very close. You do notice with that 19 that her sword is not present. She was not given her weapon back. But she doesn't appear bound or anything of that nature, but she is very closely surrounded by all of these guards. And the woman behind is almost, there's like a saunter sway to her hips as she walks behind Tessa and the guards.
That bitch. Okay.
Yeah, it really does remind me of like me and Colette. You know what I mean?
So they go past me.
Yep. Yeah. They walk past you back onto that wider cobbled path heading down back towards Lover's Square.
Can I lastly, can I just gather whether or not Seven's sister seems to have bought this ruse? Like, does she look convinced, or does she look like she's, I don't know. Like, does she look intrigued about what she's about to find, like, going towards?
Make an insight check.
That's bad. That's an 8.
With the light getting dimmer and dimmer as they walk away from that archway, it's so hard to see any facial features. All you can really see are the figures as they move probably within like 30 feet of you on the pathway and just continue down.
Okay. And there was like no speaking or anything as they walked?
No.
Okay.
It's that awkward quiet. You can just hear the like thump of the armored boots on the cobblestone.
Okay. As soon as they're like very safely out of earshot, I will pull out my little wire and cast message to Nimue. Tessa just left with Seven's sister and the 4 guards. She no longer has a weapon. But I think we're safe to enter.
So it was only one sister, so there's still one sister inside.
That's what I could gather, yeah. But one is better than 2.
All
What
right.
did
Well,
Nick say?
come back here and we'll enter.
Okay, I'll join him.
And
Sneakily.
yeah, and
And my invisibility
would have
Make a
been like
separate stealth check as you're now moving from your stealth position to...
natural fucking 20.
Hell yeah. And I would have let you know like where to meet up with us. Obviously, I would have just let you.
Easy to... You dart in the same zigzagged path, almost in the same path that Nimue, who's lived on these grounds for many years, took. It's easy for you to find cover each time you move out of the shadows. It's almost like you step out for a split second and disappear into another shadow, as if you are one with these shadows.
Fucking
And there's a moment where you guys are waiting in the bushes, and you don't even notice Nyx come in to the grouping of shrubs where you're at.
What you see?
I am Shadow.
Good job, thanks.
What did you see?
I saw Tessa with your sister that was in the tavern last night, 7, and 4 guards. They took her weapons. I can't see how... I don't know.
She'll be okay. She's a tough girl, and
Okay.
I doubt they'll kill her on sight. If anything, they'll just take her hostage.
So there's still one more sister in keep.
But
Yes,
they're-
most likely.
They came out of the bottom of the lighthouse, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that means that it's likely that they are in the Great Hall. So we have access to this side of the keep, essentially unencumbered.
Okay. We should move quick because
Yeah.
I imagine they'll be back here very quickly when they realize that.
Well, they have to get all the way across town
Yeah.
and
But
back.
regardless, yes, let's move quick.
Yes, let's go.
Where to
I'll-
first?
So someone said that they were all still locked in their rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would obviously know where those are.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll sneakily start going through the keep to go find. Well, wait, should we go to Zaylen first? He's probably still with your other sister.
Yes, he's probably with her if they haven't left the keep.
Do they have evil wolf thingies with them? Do you think they do?
I have no idea.
I mean, I could cast a spell to see in there, but it'll take me 10 minutes.
That might be a
Oh,
waste.
wait.
We should just go.
I think we go with what we know we can, since we're not sure where Zaylin might be, nor are we sure if he is alone. We might as well just try to rescue your family and
Can your
head out.
family help?
Oh yeah,
The
I
only
didn't
one
see
who's really
Zaylin, right?
No.
Why don't you? Oh, you didn't prepare. Just that find item.
Locate object.
Could that work to find Zaylin?
Yeah, I don't think I didn't prepare that today.
Okay.
I did prepare silence, but now that's fucking useless because that bitch is gone. So
Yeah, but we don't know for how long.
yeah.
Is this the worst sister that's not that left?
Define worse.
I mean, which one's harder to fight?
Probably the one that's left in the keep.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, let's go.
So let's take care of her while she alone. Let's go.
I mean, not a bad idea, but the rest of my family aren't fighters. The only one who is Quintessa. The other
Right.
ones are 13 and 9 years old. The other one is a painter.
I've been fighting since I was a child.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. So you all move to the edge of the keep, to the door that Nimue has denoted as the servant's entrance into the Verdant Keep of Farsolas. And as you guys stand on the edge, take a deep breath, and go to open the door, that's where we're going to take a break. So, we will be right back. This is not at all where I expected it to go today, so this is fun. Mm-hmm.
You weren't expecting us to make progress, huh?
Yeah, you just expect us to sit there and talk
Talk.
about it for a whole fucking session again.
No, I prepared boats.
Oh,
That's all right. We'll see where this
Oh, if
leads
we were gonna go back
when
to
we
the...
come back. So stick around. It's gonna be fun. We'll see you guys all
Stick
soon.
around or don't.
heck yeah.
Which one is it?
What if I was
And
serious?
we are back. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
So, we left off with you all stepping up to the doors into the servant's chamber at the Verdant Keep. So, as you go and prepare yourself to open the door, Nyx, would you like to do what you were going to do?
Yeah, I will first check for traps.
Okay.
Nice.
So give me an investigation check.
That's pretty good. Investigation. It's changed. Oh. We're fine. It's a 26.
Okay.
Nice.
The door is rigged with C4 explosives.
Oh, shit. It's totally fine. You guys have got
There,
this.
there, you give a thorough check after years of now experience of things going awry when checking doors, and you find that this door does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, then I will. Well, I'll. Is it locked?
You go to check the handle, it is not locked.
Okay. I'm fucking learning.
Every time you check for traps, do you just think of when you almost killed yourself and Ben and...
Which time?
I was like, huh? Who went?
All right. Let's go.
Okay. So you open the door and head inside. As you step in, you can see what appears to be the kitchen area in the servants' quarters. There, at this time of night, it's not super occupied, but there does seem to be a few people moving about who do not immediately notice you stepping into the doors.
Okay, I would know the way to get to, like, over to our quarters, right?
To the Dark Grove's quarters?
Yeah.
No, you've never been here before.
Yeah, no, I don't know where we are.
Yeah, you would know, because you would usually have your quarters. I mean, I'll leave it up to you. Would you say first or second floor? It is a 3-story. It could be even third floor, actually.
I think that from what I remember of what I was thinking about, it was top floor
Perfect. That's
that
what I
the
had.
quarters were on.
I just didn't want to go against what you were
And
envisioning.
I mean, I didn't make every single detail about Farsolas, man. You had some free reign here. I mean, I did a lot, but like every little thing.
Well, you're obviously slacking on your character backstory. Like,
Okay.
You're right.
So as you step in and shut the door behind you, how are you going about this?
Stealthily.
Okay, so I need some stealth checks from everybody.
We still have passed without a trace up, right? It hasn't been an hour.
Nope, it
No.
hasn't. I would hope not.
Same goddamn roll.
Okay. 29.
Ooh.
30.
36.
I'm over 30. I can't count.
Wow. I roll a 29 and you guys all still beat me.
31.
You bitches.
So we're fucking invisible, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
lowest roll is a 29.
Do I see any of the people that I recognize in
Unless
here?
Lorenzo
like,
rolled low.
Oh, what was her name?
Oh,
I
whoops.
don't know, but four of them at 30.
Yeah.
Lorenzo did not roll well.
Is head cook Wen Ashbane in here?
Make a perception check.
That's a great name.
Thank you. Oof,
Mm-hmm.
that was a bad roll though. 13.
In the process of being as stealthy as you guys all are, noticing the bodies and immediately kind of ducking around some of the counters in this area to hide, it's really hard to tell who it is. Even kind of like trying to find a place where you can peek and look, you can't really make out any of the bodies if you're looking to continue to be as stealthy as you are.
Okay. That's fine. I just wanted to know. But we'll stealth around and start making our way over to like the staircase that leads up to the 3rd floor.
Okay.
And because there's like servants like stairs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start taking like those back routes.
All right. So you make your way out of the kitchen itself, which leads out into more of an open hallway where there's not large vaulted ceilings, but larger ceilings that kind of come to an arch. The servants' quarters themselves are a bit more sparsely decorated. There's some abstract paintings that hang on the walls here and there, and the occasional little side table with some greenery on it.
But they're like nice.
Yeah.
Because we
All of
care
it's
about our
nice.
service.
It's just not
Extravagant.
Yeah, it's not extravagant. In heading out of the kitchen and going to turn to your right to head towards that servant's stairway, you do see in front of you the large doors that would lead out for people to come from the kitchen and head to the Great Hall, essentially under the lighthouse itself.
So that's where it connects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you come out around the corner and don't appear to run into anybody as you start to make your way to the stairway. When you reach the stairs itself, everyone give me a perception check.
Oh, God. That's another 13.
10.
2 4s in a row.
14.
8.
Okay.
Fucking killing it, guys.
So you stop at the bottom of the stairs and you can see what appears to be like this almost spiral-like staircase that goes up, and you begin to climb the stairs. As you reach right before the second floor, you come up and you can see the doorway that leads into the second floor of the Verdant Keep. And you go to move further up the stairs, and as you come around the corner, the doorway opens. And
Up against the wall.
Do like the thing in Emperor's New Groove where Kronk is against the wall. Like,
Yeah.
a humanoid,
Just imagine us doing that this whole time.
a humanoid figure immediately steps in and goes to turn to go downstairs where you guys are heading up, and stops and looks at all of you.
Who is it?
What do you do?
Who is it?
Can we tell who it is?
You don't
Is that
recognize
familiar?
them.
I don't recognize them.
It at first glance, it appears to be one of the staff.
Oh, okay. I will cast command
Okay.
for oh God. I'm just gonna say stop.
Okay. The figure who has already stood in place staring at you stays standing in place staring at you.
We have 6 seconds.
They're
I'm
like
gonna run up
wide-eyed, just like processing.
with rope and try tie them really quick. Tie their
Okay.
arms at least.
Okay. I guess they're commanded to stop. So if this is your turn, you move up, make well, they're stood in place, so you don't even need to make a check. You start pulling their hands behind and start to tie it. Is anybody else doing anything in this moment?
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck. I'll take. Can I like tear off a piece of my fucking like my cloak and like use it as a gag?
Sure. So his tail runs up and starts tying the hands behind this person. Nix, you run up, and Tail you kind of have to pull the humanoid figure down a little bit so Nix can come up as you're tying the hands and like puts the cloth in the mouth, starts tying it behind the head.
We won't hurt you. Please be quiet.
The command wears off, and there's the
It's okay. It's okay.
Stop. Be quiet. Be quiet.
starts like struggling, flailing a little
I'm gonna
bit.
go up and be like, it's okay. We're here to save the Dark Groves. I don't know if you're under. Are you under the control of those foul women?
Oh my gosh, this is taking too long. I knock him out.
Make an attack roll.
Oh, 15.
15. Okay. Roll. Are you just like punching? What are you doing? Taking like the hilt of a dagger.
Anime karate chop to the back of the head.
Yes!
Vulcan death.
I don't know
grip.
how you knew that's
Yeah,
exactly what
Vulcan
I was
death grip.
thinking.
Banging the head against the wall.
No,
What are you doing?
literally anime karate chop back to the neck. That
Because
was
we're fucking
literally what
both
I was
weebs.
thinking. I was literally like,
Okay.
Okay. Roll damage
Somebody's
for an
been watching
unarmed
too much
attack.
Naruto.
So For you, you're not a monk, so you're unarmed. So D2.
D4. Oh, that was a D4.
No, that's only if you're a monk.
That's a
so
monk,
roll
right?
a D4 and divide it by 2.
He's gonna be conscious and he's gonna be like, what?
I don't know. Regular people have pretty low hit points.
It's a 4.
2.
2. So that moment that you hear the and then Steven steps up and winged appendage comes up and smacks the side of this person's head and they go.
I'm gonna take my shield and bash them with it.
Stop traumatizing my
Make an attack roll.
servants.
Oh no!
For some reason I thought that would.
What do
really
I
work.
add?
This would be like a improvised weapon, so you don't have like a proficiency with it. So just roll your strength.
Strength?
Yeah.
You're
14.
bashing them with your
14?
shield?
Okay.
To knock him
Got
out.
it. So roll with your shield.
I think it's a D4.
I'll call your
improvised
shield a
weapon.
D4. This is all what is it? Non-lethal damage.
I don't
I'm
add
assuming.
anything, right?
Yeah, no, we don't want to kill him.
What?
I don't add any.
No.
Okay, 4.
Add your strength.
4.
You're still the strongest
Okay.
out of us.
So the
Like
Kenku
Lorenzo
feathered
shit.
arm comes down and slaps the side of this person's head. And then tail steps up and the servant body hits
Oh,
the floor
thank God.
in front
I got
of you.
it under
Okay, let's
control.
put the body in a fucking broom closet.
Put him in a body bag.
I cast Spare the Dying so they don't like they're fine, you know, but they don't become conscious.
Okay. I mean, they're unconscious. They're not bleeding out. It was all non-lethal.
Okay, cool. Just it's a whatever cantrip.
As you all are kind of breathing deeply, just looking at each other,
And Lorenzo's
you hear... Yeah, Lorenzo's just like behind you all, just looking at you guys, like not even saying anything. You hear from the hallway that it was a male, had just come out of. You hear a voice go, Gerald?
Is someone there?
What was that noise, Gerald? Is someone there? Must have been the wind. You start to hear
damn
footsteps.
is there somewhere to hide and hide
You're
the
in
body?
an open stairwell.
Oh my God! I thought we were going through the servant's stairwell, like the small.
It's still
one.
a stairwell,
I mean, that's fair. It's just a small one. Okay.
so even less of a place to hide.
Yeah, you're right. You're not incorrect.
So
don't
wait,
wanna do
okay,
this
where
again.
is this person? He walked into the room that we're in.
Hasn't walked in yet.
Okay,
You hear footsteps coming your direction.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion to make it look like they're. Oh, wait, how far away is the entrance that I think he's coming in from?
5 feet from you.
Okay, I'm gonna cast minor illusion to make it look like there's a bat that's like flapping around, and I'm gonna have it like kind of come into view from where we are, and then just flap near the ceiling, and like go the other way that we're going.
Like go up the stairs.
Yeah, like I have
Where
to be
you're
able to
headed?
see where. No, like away from where the door. Oh, they're coming down where we are.
No. So it's almost like a small landing. There's a door that leads to the second floor. That person that you just knocked out had come through the door as you guys were coming up. You knocked them out, and then through the cracked door, you hear a voice calling for them.
So I want it to be near the cracked door, so that whoever's there is clearly gonna see like a bat like fluttering around, and I want it to lead away from where we are and
Okay.
where we need to go.
Okay. So quickly, Nyx raises her hands and traces a couple gestures into the air, and you see this illusory bat just like into the air, like, and go out the door. And you just hear oh, bloody bats. Gerald? Gerald, what's going on down there? Did you fall down the stairs again? You hear the footsteps getting closer.
Should we just do the same thing?
We're in it too deep now.
Okay, so you just like back up on the other side of the door, basically.
Holding the shield up.
Footsteps get closer.
That's like that meme of like the Simpsons meme. That
Uh-huh.
You guys know what I'm talking about with the fucking chair.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Footsteps grow ever closer.
I don't know what
And
to
then
do.
the figure appears inside the doorway and, Gerald, what? And it turns and looks directly at you guys as... Make your attack roll.
9.
9.
Oh god.
You go to swing down with the shield, and at the last second, the person like glances to their right and see it, and they go, "Ah!"
Do I
and duck
see?
out of the way.
Do I know who it is?
You don't recognize this person either.
I'll cast command again,
Okay.
and I'll say, quiet.
Okay. So he ducks out of the way and goes, "Ah!"
We're
Start
friends.
raising my
It's me.
shield again.
It's Nimue. Please, we're on your side. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We just need to go save these people.
Persuasion check. As he sees the body of what appears to be Gerald laying, hands tied behind the back, gag in the mouth, a slow trickle of blood coming from a cut in the head.
Yeah, that was still not great, but 14.
Okay. So you say this, and like the voice kind of, and the command wears off, and you see the body still tense, but says, "All right, so if you're here to help,"
They
points
just,
at the body on the ground.
that was an accident.
We were caught off guard. We thought he was an enemy at first.
We're
We weren't
trying-
expecting
We're trying to
anyone.
stealth through to save the Dark Groves. It's me, Nimue.
And by the time we realized he was just him, it was already unfortunate.
Person just says, "By the gods, Lady Doggrove, you're..."
We did not need to do that to him.
You've come back to haunt us. Please, if you're a vengeful spirit, just...
I am a vengeful spirit.
Intimidation check.
As you're laughing.
No, Nimue's not, but Katrina can't control herself. Intimidation?
Yep.
I have a +1.
What?
6?
You're not really dead, are you?
No.
All right.
Please keep this quiet. We're really sorry about Cheryl. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, you'll have to tell him that when he wakes up, I guess.
If
Um,
he ever
We
wakes
were
up.
not really planning on being here once he might wake up. At least not for now.
Please don't tell the people who have taken over the keep. Please, I implore you.
Right. I'll do whatever I can.
Just pretend like you never saw us.
Okay, I believe it was Gerald's bedtime anyway. I'll take him to his room.
Thank you. We'll take the bindings off.
Okay.
I got his mouth.
Sorry,
You kind of like
Gerald.
sidle past him to go towards the next staircase
I'll
leading
slip
up.
5 gold in his pocket.
Make a sleight of hand check.
It's a 24.
Okay. So he kind of squeezes by you in the small staircase. You're just easily into the pockets, and you can see him kind of start trying to like awkwardly like lift Gerald's arm onto his shoulder and like starts dragging him down the stairs as the feet just down every stair. Sorry.
That image of Seven just karate chopping that guy is just.
Before they go, I imagine they were wearing uniforms.
Yeah, I mean they're not like required to wear like these crazy uniforms, but they're definitely uniforms
like,
that would
aprons,
signify
you know?
and signify them to being like house staff for like a wealthy house.
I'm
So
gonna
I just
disguise
wanna-
myself as Gerald. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to disguise myself as
Also, Gerald.
no, not as well. That wouldn't work. You'd only be 3'4". As
You can go a foot up with disguise self, so it'd be 4'4".
Yeah, it's still not
not-
convincing Gerald. So I want to disguise myself as like, let's do like a forest gnome, but in wearing the same clothes that I saw them wear.
Okay.
Still female. Still, I think forest gnomes have like a greenish tint to their skin.
Well,
Yeah.
if you wanted to do something that would actually be more normal around here, a dwarf would be better.
I was just going to say
What
point of
is
order
what
for you.
Nimue would tell you if she knew that you were going to try to blend in.
Okay, then I'll do.
There's not a lot of
I'll
gnomes
allow
around
the
here.
non-use of it so that she.
Okay.
Yeah.
'cause you-
I
and
mean,
you would've
whatever.
noti-
Even if I
even-
have to, I don't care.
You would have
Even-
noticed there's not a lot of
Yeah,
gnomes.
walking around, like, you don't see a lot of other, like, you've seen the half-elves in the Lover's Quarrel, you've seen humans,
There's been a
you've
few
seen a
dwarves,
couple
but not
dwarves.
a ton.
Okay. Well, knowing that, then I would
Yeah.
go for a dwarf,
Okay.
and I would make myself a little taller. Still female. And I don't know. What a dwarf. A little round.
Love it.
With
some rotund.
yeah, and don't women the female dwarves, they have facial hair too?
They can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I want a 5 o'clock shadow.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tail shifts into the form of this person that you just beat. Nyx shifts into a female dwarf with 5 o'clock shadow. And then there's Seven and Nimue.
Yeah. I can't really do much about
Just
that.
in case. It's just in case.
Just in case he's right. All right, we'll keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
So you continue up the stairs. I'm going to need new stealth checks after that little debacle.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Is Pass Without Trace still? in
Yeah, it
effect?
hasn't been an hour.
Cool.
Probably getting close to with the pace that you're going to stay quiet, but you still have the effects.
30.
27.
Oh, yeah, 28.
26.
For me.
Okay. After the loud clanging in this second floor landing, you guys just it's like the silence spell was cast. All absence of sound as you like crouch down Skyrim style and just start going up the staircase. You reach the small landing that denotes the third floor, and the door is shut to it.
The way it's shut.
Do you want to
Speak friend and enter.
check for traps?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Your well-practiced hand kind of glides around the edge of this door and just briefly jiggles the handle a tiny bit to see if there's any pressure, anything holding it for if you were to turn it, not turn the handle, but pull the handle to open it. There doesn't appear to be any traps.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Yep.
slowly unlock or open it.
Okay.
We'll take
You
a
slowly
good
just-
look.
Make perception checks.
Guidance on myself. Natural 20
Fuck yeah.
plus 2 from guidance, so 22 plus 9 is 31.
She sees
Wow, okay.
everything.
15.
You see the astral
23.
plane.
18.
Okay.
Dang, that's pretty good.
So you can see on this floor, you're almost the servants' quarter stairway is in like the corner. If you were facing the Verdant Keep, the archway that you would watch people come in, it would be like the leftmost corner for a circular building, essentially like the angle to which it curves. So you come up there and you can see the curve around the right side. Looking that way, Nimue, you can see that would lead to the like pathway that comes up over the entry archway, and nothing other than lit sconces on the wall. But as you turn left, which would lead to your family's quarters, you can see maybe about 50 feet down the hallway from you, there is a pair of guards stationed at doors. And then with a 31, even past them, where you would know your sister's rooms to be, there are guards stationed, 2 of them at each door.
2 guards at every door. Fuck. All right. Just kind of slink back down into the staircase a little bit so we can whisper out of earshot without being
I have
noticed.
an idea.
Let's hear it.
What is your idea?
It's terrible, but it might work. Do you think they know who Phaedra is?
No.
Probably not.
She's like a sibling now, right?
Yeah, but I don't know
Fair,
if any of the
but-
other siblings have come up here.
Yes, it's not a guarantee that
Okay.
they've been here.
I didn't want to do that anyway, so.
We could do like an illusion to draw them away from the doors to like the other side.
That's a lot of guards, though. Do you think it would work on all of them?
Well, My other idea is that we get them to all come over to us, and then I cast Calm Emotions, which will turn them all not hostile to us. But it only lasts 1 minute.
You know, I could easily stage a distraction and just run the opposite way and get to their attention. It, again, wouldn't say that all of them would follow me, but I don't think any of these plans have the ability to tackle all of them at once. I'd imagine if there are any type of well-trained guards, at least from my experience, they would probably leave some behind to stay at their post.
How many of them are there again? Sorry.
So if
Two
it's
at
two for
every
every
door, but how
door,
many
then
doors?
there would be
How many
4
doors?
doors.
There's 4 doors?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I assume Galen and Rosemary are going to be in the same one.
You know what we could do?
Yeah.
Maybe I could cast Silent Illusion towards part of the, like, to take out half of the guards, so that the other guards on the other side can't see what's happening. Then you use your silent spell while we eliminate those guys. Then we take on the rest of them.
But they'll run over here. Or will they just think that it's not
If the illusion spell works, but it's not, it's still a risk. I'm just throwing
Are
things
they
out
all
there.
in a line, like a perfect line?
Yeah, how are the rooms
Yes.
set up?
I just have to say, is our goal here to kill them? I'm all for whatever. You just
I don't want
I know
to
that
kill
these
them.
guards just we've talked about them being charmed.
They're being charmed. I
Yes.
don't want to kill them.
Can I go for their legs?
Go for the legs. It's fucked up.
So maybe the calm emotions is the best bet. How do we get them?
What
But they just all have to be within like a 20-foot cube.
Or the distraction. Lorenzo
What-
here is quite
20
I
foot.
nimble.
don't
How far
want
spread
Lorenzo.
are they?
If you start running, there's a possibility that you don't come back.
What's the how
This is
far
true.
how far is away are the ends from each other?
There's not like an oh, you mean like the last guard to the first guard?
Mhm.
So they're about 50 feet away from you, and the last guard to the first guard is probably the doors are maybe like 10 feet apart. So there's 4 doors. So they're the last guard is probably 120 feet away from you.
So
Currently-
They're
50.
about, like,
So
60 to 50 feet away.
They're
from
like
each
50
other.
to 60 feet apart. Yeah.
And you said it was 20 foot
20-foot cube for my spell.
like radius or
Yeah. So it's a cube.
So it would go
centered.
20 by
yeah
20.
20 by 20.
Yeah.
And then 20.
But if they're all coming down the hall at us,
Well, I'm up for anything. I think Lorenzo's plan of being a distraction is quite a good one. It's easy. I've seen him escape many a times. And it provides us with quite a lot of time.
well, if we can group them up, I think that would be I think that I don't want to hurt any of them, and I don't want to risk losing Lorenzo. I think that the best bet would be to try to group them all up and use calm emotions on them. Because it would end a
could-
charmed
Could
effect.
somebody pretend to be hurt or?
I could be, I already these guys are Gerald. I can go up there, pretend to have them gather to give them pay for the day.
Why don't you just you can disguise yourself as anybody. Disguise yourself as one of the sisters.
How do I lure them to me? I can't talk.
Going like this.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, I can disguise myself.
And then Seven
Then
can talk.
Seven talk. Yeah.
You could do that.
'Cause you're a
Seven
king
could talk.
too,
You
and
could
you
do
can
that.
mimic any sound.
I could do that.
Copy your sister.
And tell them to leave.
Alright. We would have to mimic Wrath, as they probably know that Lust has left the building.
Did you?
Oh,
Can you project your voice, or do you have to be close to me, or should we just do it right here?
If you tell.
You can go. I can turn you invisible, then carry you behind me.
Yes. You just walk behind him.
Do that. Do it.
All right,
do
yeah, sure,
that.
let's do
Okay, we're doing that. I'm disguising myself.
Why have we
as
never
Wrath.
thought of this plan ever before?
Disguising
You have to
myself-
know what you're going to say before you say it, Set. I mean,
1 point of order. The only sister you have seen is the other one.
No, there was that one time when we were in Barty's house. Seven showed us all of his family members
Where
on the
did
ball.
I let you even show you? Did I let you show him them the?
I think I didn't show everyone, but I think we definitely saw those two because we looked into.
Because we saw them with Zaylan.
But
yeah,
you guys-
Zaylen and them.
think about it. We know that Lust has left the building. Wrath is here somewhere. So if there's two Wraths, they know somebody is faking it. But if there's one Lust, and even though she's gone, you can make up some bullshit about why
how
she came back.
Yeah, and these guards are up here, so they know.
It's better to
I
be
don't
her.
think that you showed them on the orb.
we?
I think that the orb just triggered you talking about it. When they were seen was when Nimue scried on Zaylan.
Oh, so I'm technically
you're
the
the
only one
one that
that's
has seen
seen
them.
Wrath. But
because
you've seen Lust.
I
but
know that they
We've
didn't
seen
see
Lust.
number one.
It's better to be Lust
Yeah.
And if they
anyways.
didn't see number one, then I don't think that
No,
you...
I would have. Yeah, I wouldn't have shown him or like the other two.
Just make sure, make sure I watched her walk and she like sways her hips, so make sure you do that if you're going
Oh,
to
like
be Lust.
this?
No, just your hips, not your
no.
arms.
Oh,
just the hip.
Just the hips.
Can you imagine if someone just walked down like?
I'm Seven's sister.
Okay. This plan is flawless.
But the other thing too is that if he's going to be speaking for you, it has to match your lips. So should we? Can you do that?
See doctors and have veil over her mouth.
Yeah. Would she ever wear a veil? Seven?
I would not know if she
Just-
would wear a veil or not.
just it'll be fine. Just improv. We're really good
Yeah,
at that.
I have
yeah.
a
It
fan.
works every time.
Yeah, it works every time.
We're totally capable.
just
Let's do
just
it.
go like
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to carry Saban behind me.
you don't need to carry him. He can just
strap
walk
Oh,
behind you.
that I want to carry him. I just kidding. I turn him invisible, then I disguise myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
I go
Start.
along with it.
So
walking
you watch
over.
Tails' form shift.
This is so dumb.
You can see
This is gonna That was gonna go great.
Tails
Oh wait,
kind of bulky.
I cast enhance ability for charisma checks on. I'll do it at 3rd level, so it's on both of you. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't know which one of you is gonna have to roll.
So Tails kind of bulky, obsidian plate armored.
I'm wearing the mithril right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so just Tails' kind of more masculine appearance suddenly shifts. And you can see, like, as the change takes from bottom to top, you can see the formation of these slim, like, lean, sexy-looking legs, basically. You can see the very tight fit tunic around the waist that comes down to just, like, mid-hip, and the long, slightly curled red hair figure of the woman that you saw appear in the Blushing Fox Tavern the night before.
This is great. This is good.
So you step out and you start to walk towards them.
Did the guards take notice now?
Yeah, you can see that at least the closest ones kind of turn, and one of them goes to raise a hand, and it's almost like Tail is in the darkness and then steps into light of one of the sconces, and the guard just goes and just puts the hand down and waits.
This is gonna go great. We did not talk about what you guys were gonna talk about
I'm just
at
gonna
all.
kind of like wave my hand, but I want it. That's why I said I was gonna make a veil. So
Mm-hmm.
little.
Okay, so there's like
A
I don't
sexy
know, like
little.
a sexy red veil.
Yeah.
I have one
Yeah,
hand on my hip,
like
and the
Princess
other hand
Jasmine.
is like
Yeah.
holding a cigarette or
Yeah.
something.
We're not Audrey Hepburn.
Why can't I be? Okay.
Okay, so first I'm gonna whisper to Tail. I'm like, Tail, I'm just gonna need you to walk slowly towards them.
I do so
Make a performance check.
seductively.
You have advantage.
performance.
Mhm.
19.
19. Wow. All right. So
Okay.
there's, while definitely not as elegant as your sister, he gets down the hip sway walk rather quickly. The first couple of steps, there's like the stumble, and you can see Tail kind of go into the rhythm of like his whole body swaying. But then the next couple of steps come into the rhythm, and he gets the hip sway down with each step as he slows down, walking towards.
Okay, cool. As we are walking towards, I'm going to say, gods, I need you all to follow the other gods I had sent over. We're going to need some backup. I think we have found the rebels, and we're going to need as many people as we can over there to arrest everyone we found. I'm going to need to talk to the siblings over here to draw out some information about the sister who has infiltrated the city. So, please, leave.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Can I do deception?
It's technically a deception.
Yeah.
And you have advantage because of my enhanced ability.
I gave him advantage.
Okay, great.
26.
Yes. The guard stations at the doors kind of look at each other for a second and look back towards you, Mistress Tail, and just say, right away, Mistress. Come on, lads. And they turn and start walking your direction to the hall, go down the servant stairway.
Direct them the other way.
Can you go the other way?
Make a persuasion.
Hold on. I'm not done speaking.
Oh my god.
Jill had an accident down the stairs over there, and I had one of his friends over there help him up, and so they need a little bit of space. He hit his head a little bit, and so I'm gonna need you to move the other way, so that they can get all that situated out.
Another deception check with advantage.
22.
22. They all kind of stop in their tracks, and the one in front turns around and goes, "Right, lads, come on."
Off we go then.
Off we go then.
Righto.
All the other ones you just hear,
Righto.
Roger.
clankers. Jesus Christ. Okay, so they turn and start walking the opposite way to
Guys,
probably the main
flawless
stairwell.
plan.
Well done.
We can do
Yeah,
this
that's
all
good.
the time now, too. With you two, we're unstoppable. Because you can mimic any voice, and now you can look like anybody as much as you fucking
Oh
want.
my god. Oof, what have I done?
We are now Idris.
Oh no. So after a moment,
So
they
we take
they
over the
round the curve of the hallway and disappear out of sight.
All right.
Fucking awesome.
Well,
I'll stealthily start checking all those doors.
Okay. Make investigation. Just just make one, and I'll use it for all the doors. I don't need to make 4 different ones.
Investigations,
Mhm.
a 19.
A 19. Checking over them as you go, looking at each one before anybody steps in. They all appear to be fine.
These are all this is your family's rooms, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll unlock everyone.
They're all unlocked.
Oh,
So there's just guards. Okay.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
open the one that should go to Galen and Rosemary's room.
Okay. You,
Oh, I'm gonna drop my disguise.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
So the
Smart.
seductress form dissipates
Go back
from
to
Tail.
Jalen or whatever.
Yeah, I'll go back to Jalen. Wait, Jalen? I thought it was
no,
Jared.
Jared.
Gerald.
It's Gerald.
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 when she's
Gerald.
like going into the rooms, I'm just gonna keep my eyes peeled. I'm gonna like be situated in the hallway to make it. I don't know. I just want to make sure I see something if something is coming.
Okay. So you hang out outside.
Yeah.
Nimue, you open the door to your father and stepmother's room and step in. It's empty.
I'll go check Persimmons.
You step to the next door and open it. Empty.
Reyes?
Open that one, also empty.
Silwyn.
You open the door and you can see, in a fetal position, sat on her bed, a small figure. You see Silwyn sitting there as she turns. So I'm getting a description for everybody else. Seeing as all we've heard is just her talk a few times. As the rest of you kind of glance in, you can see this small girl sat on the bed in like a night dress with tan freckled skin, red wavy hair, the typical dark grove gold eyes. She is just sat there kind of in the fetal position, and as the door opens and her gaze comes up to you, her eyes light up and she gets a slight smile. Nimue?
Hi, Winnie.
She slowly goes to like crawl off the bed and like stands and starts to walk towards you, and like mid stepping towards you runs up and just like wraps her arms around your
Aw.
legs,
I pick her up and hug her really hard.
and she squeezes you really tight, and you can feel like a bit of moisture coming from her eyes down onto your shoulder.
Aw.
She says, Nimue, I didn't think you were going to come.
I came.
I'm so glad to see you. She just squeezes you tight.
Where are Mom and Dad? They're not in their room.
They're in the Great Hall. They
Same
knew
with
you were coming.
tonight? They
They
knew?
left me here to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nimue. She buries her head into
How
your...
did they find out?
I don't know. You can just hear her sobbing, like, into your shoulder, and, like, squeezing you tight, not letting go.
We need to leave here now.
I think Hydrad is in danger.
What?
I think Hydrad is in danger. If they know we coming here, they know our plan, and they probably know where he is.
Well, now,
Perception check.
no matter where we go, we're in danger. There's nowhere safe now.
Send a message to
14.
Hydrad, let him know.
14. As you're stood outside the door, kind of looking both ways, you start to hear the...
As soon as I hear that, I cast message to where I know Nimue to be.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is coming. We need to move now.
All right, let's go. I'll just carry Silwyn with me.
Okay. She's, like, sobbing into your shoulder. And you all step out into the hallway. Where are you going? Which way are you going?
Back the way we came.
Yeah,
Well,
opposite.
Where did you hear the...
Yeah, opposite. Where did I hear the sound coming from? Which side?
With
of
a 14, the way you came down is the closest to you, and that's where you can hear the sound of footsteps, like marching.
Okay, so we had the opposite direction.
Okay.
Before we go, I click my boots together, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So you all turn and go to head the other way, and as you pass the room of your parents on that on your left side, around the curve, you can see figures marching down that hallway as well towards you, Glass Guard members, and in front of them, you can see Nimue kind of being ahead, running with Winnie, a familiar figure. Where are they? You see a human male, kind of pretty boy, long, curly blonde hair, well-kept facial hair, like an open, white, flowing Fabio-looking shirt. You see Gallus leading the Glass Guard, stepping towards you.
Do I know of a way, being like the adventurous little girl that I was, do I know of a way to get on the roof from up here?
Make it intelligence check.
7.
In the moment, the panic starts to set in, and your heart starts racing, and all you can feel is the pounding in your chest as you look straight and you see this figure, Gallus, walking towards you.
Oh, I thought you
What do you
had something.
I do, but it's
You should send your message to Adrian quick if you are.
Okay, I'm gonna send Adrian a message. While I still have time. I'm gonna say, we've been compromised. Leave the tavern. Find somewhere else safe to go. Don't come back. Don't give yourself up. Be safe.
You get the feeling the message was received, but there's no response.
He's already been grabbed.
He's already been.
So Quintessa
He's a betrayer.
betrayed me. That bitch.
she was charmed, dude.
Yeah, but still that bitch.
Are we ready to fight?
I don't know if we can win this fight. Probably
You
be
can
better
see
to-
behind Gallus there are what looks to be 10 glass guard marching in
Yes, that's way too
formation
many for
behind
us
him.
to handle.
Let them take us to Zalen, and we'll try to do what we can there.
You can hear the steps behind you now as you turn and see 10 more glass guard led by an elven woman. Lithe, smooth, kind of picturesque features, emerald eyes, hair tied into a braid down the back. This is Kaithana leading them. And so you are flanked on both sides of the
Can
hallway.
Can I make a sleight of hand check to recast disguise self to make it look like I'm dropping disguise self? So I'll go back to my original form, but make it so that my dagger, my stilettos are like my daggers in my holsters are hidden from my form.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Are we already out in the hallway, or are we
Yeah.
still like okay?
25.
25. As subtly as you can, you like pull your hand behind your back and trace into the air.
And then I'll
there's-
make like some show to make it look like I've dropped my disguise.
There's a shimmer and you see Nyx's form appear.
While she's doing that, how far away am I from like a bedroom?
It's right behind you. You guys have stepped out of the door.
Okay, am I like within arm's reach of the bedroom?
You'd taken a few steps heading that way, so you're maybe like 10 feet from the door.
Okay, I'm just gonna like kind of like throw my weapon so that it would teleport inside in the bedroom.
Are you trying to be subtle about this?
Yeah, when Nyx is doing that, her whole performance, that's when I want to go.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
a 22.
22. Okay, so just like as she's doing this, Tail just like
Yeah, I don't want it to be like teleporting, like if it can be
Yeah.
like somewhere like that's not.
you
super
don't
obvious.
hear like a clatter or anything.
Cool.
Like you throw it. Yeah.
You just ruined something in my parents' bedroom.
No, it's Winnie's bedroom.
Oh, poor gal.
You just hear the banister on the bed just. Gallus kind of steps towards you and folds his arm and goes, "Well, hey everybody.
I thought he was not Texan. I thought he was surfer dude.
He's not Texan. I just said well like that.
Oh.
Good to see y'all.
Honey.
So, boss wants to see you. How about we take a walk?
Lead the way.
Gonna need your weapons if it's all the same to you.
You know
You
I
know
don't
how it
even
is.
carry one.
I'll hand
What
over.
happened to that shield you used to carry? I don't really see it.
Lost it.
Unfortunate for you, I guess.
I'll
All
hand
right.
over my rapier and my short bow, I guess.
He stands there as some of the guards kind of come around him and start gathering your weapons.
Yeah, I give up my bow.
I'm
They
giving
come
up.
to you.
Well, I'm still disguised, but I'm just gonna like take out a tree branch staff that I have, the one that was Barty's
fake
clones. Yeah,
Barty
the fake
staff.
Barty staff.
It's just a stick.
You just like pull this stick out of a bag. Some of the guards are like, they awkwardly grab it, take it from you. I don't think any of you have any other visible weapons. You handed them your rapier. Okay. All right. Well played. I don't see a reason for them to not trust that. So, as they do this,
You're
Gallus.
a wizard, Gerald.
Do you still look like? Wait,
Yeah, I still like Gerald.
some of the
It was an
guards.
inside job.
Some of the guards eye you oddly. One of them steps on. Gerald? What?
Then I do not tell to acknowledge.
I can't believe it.
Can't believe you've done this.
Can't
Dude,
believe.
not only did we physically fuck up Gerald, we also just tarnish his reputation right now. Like, he's gonna wake up from his forcibly induced coma, and he's gonna be like, Gerald, we have
assholes.
some questioning for you.
You're under arrest.
Also unemployed.
Oh boy,
Oh, poor
you guys are just subtle assholes. It's fine.
You didn't mean to be.
What if this
Alright.
guy has a wife? What if this guy has kids to feed?
He probably does.
So, you turn, or they turn and start walking back the way they came. Gallus steps in as do you guys follow? You start walking with them.
Yeah, I don't really see any other option.
Yeah, doesn't
When
seem
he's
like we
just,
have a choice.
Clutched onto you, just kind of sniffling, not saying anything, head just buried into your shoulder.
Lorenzo's still with us, right?
Yeah, he gives up his weapons, and I mean, he doesn't really. The only thing he says is when the guards come up and go to take the sword from his hip, or his hip, he's just like, "Hey, watch it! You don't want to know what's down there, or do you?"
Oh.
The guard just sneers and takes his sword. And he walks.
I thought he had 2 swords.
Oh, he does have 2 swords. They're hook blades, but they take both the blades.
Cool stuff.
Rip off of Jet.
Gallus.
Fucking rip off.
Gallus steps in front of you guys as you start to walk and just says, "So, you're all welcome to come have dinner with the boss, but that one," points at Seven, goes, "been instructed that he needs to go down to the dungeons. Apologies."
I won't be dealing with Zaylin.
I never
if
dropped my
Seven
invisibility
can't be
for
with
him.
us. Oh.
What'd you say?
I've never dropped my invisibility on
You are
Seven.
right.
That's true.
Yeah, so you still have your weapons.
Oh my lord. Alright, I'm still in the room.
Yeah, you're literally watching all of this happen
Okay.
from behind.
Okay.
This is fine. It could be worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know that we have tail. So it's just you and me and
Gerald.
And Lorenzo.
And Lorenzo.
Okay. So Gallus turns and starts
Oh my god.
walking back down the hallway, and the soldiers kind of flank you guys all on the side as you're led.
oh wow, this was almost a really great incursion, guys.
Dude, our mimic plan was fucking 4D chess over here.
No, you guys did. You guys were clever. You did great. There's some things that you missed.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
Mm-hmm. But you're led down that 3rd floor hallway to the main stairs, which is almost like a grand staircase that has the banister, and then it wraps around both sides and leads down to the 2nd floor landing of it, and then again another wraparound stairs that leads down to the 1st floor. And you're led down those stairs and out this large set of double doors that lead out of the circular part of the Verdant Keep. And you are led through those doors out to it's more of the grounds outside, in between the lighthouse and the Verdant Keep, and you walk on this cobbled path that leads to another large set of double doors that open up into the great hall of the underneath the lighthouse. And as you walk in, you can see this large, grand dining table set with a spread of food. You can see there's a bunch of shuffle in the area moving around. Seated at the table, at the head, you can see, all of you now, the figure of Zaylin, this kind of stronger, bulkier build man, bald head, clean shaven, looks just hand up to his mouth, just watching you all walk in. Around Zaylin himself, there are other figures seated. And you can see an older woman with bright red curly hair, pale skin. You can see Rosemary seated to his left. To his right stands, like almost at attention, like awaiting a command. Younger girl, 18, kind of curvy, feminine build with strawberry blonde wavy hair, green eyes, light freckled skin. You see Persimmon standing next to him. And then across from Rosemary is another younger girl with silvery blonde curly hair, green eyes, light skin. This is Reyes.
Wait, what? Reyes is a boy.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
Not anymore.
I don't know why. I was looking at Winnie's right below him, so my brain went there. It is a young man who is silver blonde hair, curly, green eyes, light skin. It's a younger boy seated at the table across from Rosemary. And there are places set for you all.
Galen's not here?
He's not.
Sorry, it was Rosemary, Persimmon, Reyes, and what was the other name?
That's
I
it.
think it was just those three.
There's
And
Zalen at the head of the
Zalen.
table.
And Zalen. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
And as you all are led in even more so into the room, Seven, what are you doing? Are you following? What are you doing?
Did everyone leave already? Like all the guards and whatnot? Do I hear that they have all left?
Yeah, there's like the procession of the 10 that were with Gallus kind of surround your party and start leading them, and then Kaithana and the other 10 start following behind.
Okay. Boy. I haven't had... You know what? I'll follow for now. But obviously at a distance. Where, like... I don't know. Because even if I do fall behind, I would be able to track footsteps, so... I don't mind how far behind I am tracking them, so long as it's, like, safe.
Okay.
As a note, I would have unclicked my boots after some time because I don't want to use all of them doing nothing.
Okay.
So.
So you follow them down that grand staircase, and if you're falling behind it at kind of more of a pace to not be super close to them, you miss when the double doors open and shut behind them.
Okay. There were 2 double doors, right? That they went through? Or?
Yeah, this first one was from the main circular building, and then the second one was to the lighthouse.
Okay. Would opening it be loud? Well, when I was walking behind them, did
They're
it seem
large
loud?
double doors.
Did it seem loud when they were opening and closing it?
They're pretty, I mean, they're not like obnoxiously loud, like they're well kept, but they're large, like oak double doors that do creak.
Okay, I opened the first double door, like slowly, and kind of like peek through.
Make a
and
stealth
see.
check.
I should know this by now. 25.
25. You kind of pull the handle, and they're heavy, and you pull it, and it kind of you peek through, and you can just see the tail end of the guards walking to that second set of double doors to the lighthouse. This is outside, like they walk through like a courtyard almost.
Oh, okay. In seeing that and hoping that I don't have to like make the same maneuver again, I try to like get inside before the doors close behind me. Or behind them, I guess, or whatever.
Okay, make another stealth check it would be with advantage. You are invisible, just so you know, as you're running up to kind of catch up.
Nice. Natural 20.
Damn. So you are just barely able to slip in when the last guard is like about to shut it. You slip into the door, and you can see now all of the
Now I'm really crunk. Just
you can see what I described with the large table in the great hall.
okay.
And Zalen leans off his arm and leans back and goes, Well, pleasure for y'all to join us. Why don't you have a seat and eat some food? We have a lot to talk about. Please. And some of the guards, like, bump you in the back, like, ushering you forward.
Okay. I'll go sit in
I'll go sit.
I'll go sit.
designated seat, I guess.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing, like, designated. There's just, like, places set for you guys.
Alright, well then I'll sit at the other end of the table at the head.
Power play, got it.
Fucking power move.
Okay. You do so, and you can see Zaylin gives, like, a...
I'll sit next to Nimue.
Oh.
Well, if she's at the head, there's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sit on either side of
So
Nimue.
you two do that, and Lorenzo just awkwardly comes up behind and, like,
Oh.
takes the place by
Guys.
Nimue's side, like
I forgot he
Persimmon.
was here. I would let him listen.
No, he steps up behind her like how Persimmon is behind Zaylin, and steps up to her side and just folds arms and just, like, deadlocks with Zaylin. Just stares at him.
I never told Lorenzo about my ex.
You guys aren't even official yet, so.
You're right. He just dropped everything to come help me rescue my family.
Simp. Oh fuck! It's Twitch.
Twitch, you can't say that. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna get taken down.
I hope not. I guess we'll find out.
Cut the tape.
I can't.
Blurt me out.
Well,
We're gonna erase that part.
he didn't mean it.
Wait, why is that a bad thing?
Just Twitch rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Because
So, anyway. Well, yeah, that was something.
I meant he's a Simpson character.
Yeah.
we've moved on from it, okay?
The guards take up places kind of around the outside of the room. Seven, you have to, like, do a cronk and, like, press yourself up against
Oh,
the
yeah.
wall at one point as some of them start to, like, round around the edges by the back
Yeah, I was
doors.
gonna mention that I want to just kind of go into, like, the darkest corner so that I'm least able to be seen while I can still, like, hear and see what's going on.
Okay. You make your way to that dark corner, and there's one guard who, like, walks towards you and then turns maybe 5 feet away from you in that dark corner and turns and is kind of watching everything going on.
This bitch.
And there's that awkward moment where it's just quiet at the table. And
I'm just glaring daggers at Zaylin.
he like sits back and goes, "Well, please, not by my account. Everybody eat some food. You must be hungry." No? All right, to business then. So, how are you?
How'd you know that we were coming?
I have my ways now. It was a good plan, I must admit, but you missed some key details. I wouldn't put it past you. You're still learning. It's fine. But you're here now. Say, whatever happened to that bird fellow that was traveling with you? Some of my associates have a bit of a bone to pick with him.
He ditched at the first sign of danger.
Make a deception check.
Deception. Where is it? Oh, +1, so 19.
Says, well, that's a pity. I'm sure they'll find him still if he's still hanging around the town. But, alas, what about that other one? That friend of yours that used to travel with us? What happened to him?
He died a long time ago to a being called the Rat King.
Make another deception check.
That's not a lie.
You're right, persuasion.
Okay, 18 total.
18.
Good play, dude. Thanks.
Says, well, it's unfortunate that we get to start this conversation off with a lie, seeing as my sources have told me that you've been traveling with him. Now,
It's not technically a lie. He did die.
Semantics. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here. Been waiting to meet y'all for quite some time. So, how have you been?
You know, doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that.
Hmm.
Avoiding you.
I can tell. Been looking for you for quite some time. I ended up settling on coming here. Figured it was the only way to get you to come out of hiding. Seems like it worked.
I suppose. Although, you're not endearing yourself to me at all by taking my family hostage.
Now, no harm has come to them, and I still plan on that being the case. But that all depends on you and your friends here. Now, I just want to talk. That's all I've wanted. If you would have reached out and taken my offer when we first talked, in our heads, told you all I wanted was to talk, invited you here. So this can be civil, or it can be, well, less so.
I know the company that you keep. I'm not inclined to trust you when you keep women like that around you.
And what do you really know about this company? Really? What you've heard from your friend? Is that what you know? Because that's what I want to talk to you about. I was hoping your other friend might be here to take this offer as well, but he's not, so here we are. The rest of you can possibly listen in and see if it takes your fancy. Now, please tell me what you know about these so-called women I travel with that you think so terribly of.
Why would I display my hand like that, Taelin?
Well, it seems you've got the lower hand in here. Don't really see you got much choice unless you'd prefer to stew on it a while, which can be arranged.
Well, what is the alternative? You kill me and my whole family?
Now you know that's not what the plan was. I just explained that to you. If you want it to go that way, then unfortunately, sometimes that's how things must go. There is a higher plan in play here, and I'm just looking for the betterment of this here plane that we all call home.
Why don't you tell me where my father is, and perhaps I'll tell you what you'd like to know.
Your father's fine. He just decided to be a bit of a problem for me while I've been here, so he's sitting in timeout.
But he's not been harmed?
He has not been harmed. By my word.
If we are to have this conversation, and I am to know that you truly do not mean harm for my family, then let them not be in this hall while we talk. You
If
can put
that's
them in the
what you
dungeons
wish.
if you'd prefer, but don't let them be here.
Very well. He gives a gesture of the hand, and a couple of the guards come up, and you can see all of your family is just like stared at the table. They quick glances towards you, but like almost a fear of saying anything out of line. And the guards come and take them and start to usher them out of the doors. Takes a moment, and there's another awkward silence that passes, and the doors shut behind. And Zaylin leans back and just goes, "Well, now your wish has been granted. I'd like to hear what I asked."
It's not much that we know, unfortunately. I
So
know
you base this hatred on unknown judgments, then?
the things that I do know are horrible. They turn people into horrible creatures against their will.
And never been told why that happens? Not by a friend, I'm sure.
No, I've been told.
Well, then you know that these creatures that change are men afflicted with a disease, a sickness that seems to be sweeping this here planet. A sickness that would consume everyone if it weren't harnessed and controlled by these individuals.
And do you truly believe that, or have they charmed you to believe that? I happen to know that the beautiful sister is quite adept at charming people.
Oh, I'm well aware of her capabilities. But
And
I
how
came
can you
willingly.
be sure that she has not used them on you?
I know what you can do. Why don't you come here and tell me if I'm charmed then?
Alright, I'll cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. You cast it, and he seems to relax a little bit in the chair. and just
It
turns
ends
back
the
to you.
charmed or frightened effect.
Mhm. Turns back to you and says, "Well, now, can we be convinced that I am of my own mind?"
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know how else to prove it to you, but here we are. Might as well cut to the chase. I don't see a means, if we're not going to eat and enjoy the food, to drag this out any longer. I extend an offer. An offer to join the exalted matron in curing this planet of its afflictions, making it better, being a salvation for those who inhabit. That's all I ask. Figured you and your friends might be the first ones to maybe take that offer with a bit of seriousness, seeing as we've seen some of the same things.
And what would that entail? And what would they be doing to people like my friend Adrid?
Well, that I can't tell you. I know they're looking for him. I don't have all the answers, and unfortunately, I can't give you all of them until you agree to be part of something bigger than yourself.
How am I supposed to agree if I do not know what I'm joining?
All I ask is for you to look deep down and tell me that you haven't seen the cruelty of man that has been enacted upon this planet, and not want to do something to change it. War is coming. And these people are the only ones I see standing on the right side of history.
War
So all I
from
can ask
who?
is, where will you all stand?
What do we have to do?
What war?
Well, that's a bit of a longer story, but that's a conversation I'm willing to have if you're all willing to be part of it.
I'm not agreeing to anything I don't understand entirely.
You have my offer. I give you the chance here and now to agree to learn more about what could await you. If you choose not to, well, unfortunately I can't let you leave, given the information that you know. I will have to turn you over to my allies. But your family will be safe. I swear it. I
Will
have
you
no
leave
other...
Farsolas? Leave Farsolas alone?
As
Or
soon as,
continue in peace?
as soon as we get what we're looking for, we have no other reason to stay here. Seven, as you're in the corner watching and listening to all of this, that guard that's sitting there watching, you see him kind of slowly backtracking towards you. And the head pops over the shoulder, and you hear a voice go, "We need to talk."
Who are you?
You know damn well who I am.
Oh. Oh. What?
Oh no.
Where?
Outside. 10 minutes. Steps back into position.
Is that number 4?
So, if you need a bit to stew on that answer, happy to oblige. We have time for now. Something on your mind?
No, okay, this is me. I'm not.
It's not Nyx.
Nyx was not fucking doing that.
Okay.
I'm going to use my sending stone to Alar. But I'm just gonna have it in my pocket.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Fuck. It's still an 18. Oh my god, my heart is racing.
You move to reach into your pocket, just staring across the table, and a hand grabs your shoulder. One of the guards steps up and goes, "Oi, What we got here? Give it here, lad. Come on.
Hand him your
That's
bat.
Okay. I'll
Man, can you imagine if you're a guard and somebody just handed you a tiny bat?
I'll pull out my sprocket mine gem.
Okay. You put it in his hand?
Yeah.
He takes and goes, what we got here? Sorry to interrupt, boss. Holds it up, and Zaylen leans back a little bit and goes,
Can I, while he's doing that, can I put my hand back in my pocket and use my sending stone?
sleight of hand.
Oh my god, it's a fucking 17.
16.
Wow, you did it.
Nice.
He's standing right next to you, and you see him glance down a quick second as he says, like, holds it up to Zaylen, and you stop, and then his gaze turns and you pull it out.
Yeah, but I want to be looking at Zaylen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want him to see that it's in my hand. And I'm gonna say,
Ooh.
tell me more about the exalted matron. And tell me, do you know of a gnome named Phaetra here in Farsolas?
He looks from the guard who's standing next to you holding up this
I'm shaking.
crystal, turns back to you and just says, well, you are a bit more curious than I had previously assumed.
Have you seen this gem before?
He gestures and the guard starts walking towards and goes, well, I do and would love to explain more about the Exalted Matron to you because it seems that maybe you know a little bit more than you're letting on. I'm sure that your acquaintance has told you a fair bit about the woman that he and his cohorts call Mother. Well, this woman is the Exalted Matron now. All she seeks is for the unification of the entire plane. The elimination of all the ne'er-doers, the bad, anything that's come to this plane of any negative sort she looks for the end of, to bring all together under one banner for the coming war.
What war?
Looks like you're gonna have to sign on to find out more. But this, the guard walks up and hands it to him, and he holds it. It says, this makes me mighty curious how you came across something like this. We have many more words to have.
We do. Do I get a response from Ayla?
Yeah. So you hear the response.
And I would have
It's-
kept it up for the first 25 words I would have said, even though I didn't.
It's really quick, and you just hear Namira, you sound under distress. I'm going to take what you just said as an excuse to look into whatever words just came into my head. I'll do my best to get you some answers. Please stay safe.
Yes. Love that guy. Me too. I love him so much.
Zaylen just leans back and says, like I said, if you all need some time to think about it, there's plenty of rooms here for you. I do believe you have one already made up.
I do declare. Sorry. I didn't actually say that.
If you did, it would have been interesting.
I do declare. Okay, sorry. I'll pull myself together.
Because Nimue is so held together right now.
Yeah, she is. She's great under pressure. Yes, I believe I would need more time to consider your offer. Considering the fact that I have had nothing but negative things about the Exalted Matron.
Well, that's just one side of the story, is it not?
That's true. I have not heard much of the other side, and I would definitely consider it more if I knew more. At this time, it's difficult to say yes because I can only base my decision off of what I already know.
Well,
I would like to spend more time with you, Zaylin, to learn more.
I'd be happy to oblige. He gives you a look that not like a creepy smile, but like a longing smile that you know from a long time before. And he says, "How about tonight we put you up here in your home and give it some thought. We'll speak on this more in the coming days."
Where will my companions be staying?
Well, there's rooms that are made up and can be available to them if they wish, or the dungeons I hear are quite comfortable this time of year.
Will my family be returned to their rooms?
They already have been.
And Galen as well?
For the moment, he remains to be a thorn in my side, and while I do promise that no harm will come to him, I cannot assure that he will be safe and sound back in his room for the time being until he looks to shape up a little bit.
Would you allow me to speak with him to sort of dissuade his negative behavior?
You've obliged me by coming here and listening to what I had to say. It's only right that I give you this.
Thank you.
He gestures to a guard. The guard kind of steps towards and he holds up a finger for a second and just says, "Now, are we done here? Would you like to eat something before y'all retire for the evening?"
We ate before we came, you know. We wanted to be well prepared.
Very well. So he gestures to the guard, and the guard comes to step up and not forcibly, but like puts an arm on your shoulder to direct you to where you can speak with your father.
Okay.
The rest of you guards come and Lorenzo as well, like take you and start to lead you out of the great hall, back the way you came, towards the rooms. Seven, the guard that spoke to you, kind of hangs back as if he can see exactly where you're at, and walks out, and as all the, it's like some of the guards stay, but as the guards leading them exit, he breaks off, kind of walks around the edge of the lighthouse a little bit. Nimue, your guard, leads you into that main entryway where the grand staircase is that leads down, or leads back up. And there is a set of stairs next to it that is not part of the grand show-off spot, but that leads down to where you know dungeons to be. And you're led down there, and you pass through rows of iron cages where there are people just like grouped and scattered on the ground in there. You come to a cage
Do
at
I
the
see
end.
anybody that I recognize in there?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 22.
22. There doesn't appear to be anybody that you recognize, though what you notice with that as you're walking, it almost confirms what was said by Idrid at the beginning, that people coming into town don't come out. As you can see, there are many people with like different get-ups, like traveling clothes and things, who are just like thrown in these cells. People who look up to you and just like look back down, thinking that you're another person being brought into these cells themselves, but no one that you recognize immediately until you are brought to that last cell. This one is in a bit better state than the others. There is a bed that has been brought down and a writing desk. And at the moment, seated at the writing desk, you can see Galen, who sorry, need things. Who, sitting at the writing desk, With you can see his light silver blonde wavy hair is a lot longer than you remember and a lot more disheveled, turning more silver than blonde with age at this point and probably stress, and still has the slightly tanned skin and has his glasses on at the moment. Kane leaned up against this writing desk as the guard gives like a tap onto the bars itself, and you can see him like quill in hand, like stop, and kind of like shoulders lower in defeat a little bit, thinking that there's going to be another scolding or something, as he sets the quill down and takes off his glasses and sets them onto the writing desk and just turns and says, "Yes, what is it this time?" And he squints a little bit and then picks the glasses back up and puts them onto his table.
Hi, Father.
His hand comes out and like grabs the cane, and you can see his hand is like shaking as he gets it and shakily stands up, and the guard steps back in a sign of giving you a little bit of space. And your father steps up to the bars and just like grabs the metal on the like two of the bars. Says,
I just put my hands on top of his.
"It can't be." And he strokes your cheek, and then like both hands come out, and he holds you and you feel his thumbs kind of rub underneath your eyes. He says, I didn't believe them when they told me."
Yes, I'm alive. I'm so sorry.
You
I
have
was so
nothing to be
scared.
sorry about, dear.
I was so scared to come back.
I can't say I understand, but I'm glad you're here now. There's much I want to say, but I know and assume we don't have much time.
I've come down here under the benevolence of Zaylin.
He scoffs at this.
Yeah. I implored him to let me talk to you and ask that you behave so you might return to your room with Rosemary.
Behave. That...
I know, Father. And I kind of give him like a look where it's like play along, you know, like I also think that this is bullshit, but like play along, you know, sort of look.
He softens a bit. Just says, "Yes, you are right. I think that maybe my temper got the best of me, and I will have to check that next time.
Silwyn and Reyes.
You're right. I do need to. It's good to know that you're home."
I'm home. I might be able to take you out of this here dungeon and back to your normal accommodations, but for now I'm working with the powers that be in order to make more comfortable arrangements for the family.
Very well.
I'm sorry that I brought all of this onto your doorstep, Father.
No. His hand comes out and grabs your cheek again. He says, "You have nothing to apologize about. This was not your fault. And something tells me that you're going to fix it, whatever it is."
I'm going to fix it. I promise.
He just strokes your cheek once more, and his hand pulls away. He straightens up a little bit.
I'll just turn to the guard and be like, "May I escort him to his room?"
The guard kind of looks at both of you and says, "Well, that wasn't part of the agreement. It's not what I was told."
Alright, well, he'll stay here for now, and you're going to go talk to Zaylin after you drop me off at my room in order to secure his passage to his room.
Right. He just turns and starts leading you back out.
Then I just tell my father, be good, please. I'll fix it. Just
He
be
gives
good.
you a nod and a smile, and you can see a tear trickle down his cheek. And he backs up, still looking at you, and sits down at his writing desk and turns back to whatever he was doing. Straighter back.
Is it possible if I slip him a potion of gaseous form?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Damn it! 5.
I don't remember what a tie goes to in this situation.
Can it be me? Right? Wait, hold on. Let me. I didn't.
And because tie goes to the roller usually. But both
yeah, but
rolled.
I'm super cool, so.
Yeah, it'd be him looking. I don't know if it will help, but I will give him disadvantage as he has turned to lead you away.
That's true. He's facing the other direction.
It was a 5 again. Okay.
We could rock, paper, scissors if you want.
No.
You can both just roll again.
Just give it to me because you love me.
I do, but that's not how the game works.
I mean, it can.
Because I'm interested to see what he would
I
do
could
with
roll
it.
again and, we could just roll. one more
Yeah,
time.
I'll give you advantage because he had disadvantage.
Dude, fucking.
Well, no, I mean, if it's worse, then it's worse,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
So,
And the commanding lead goes to.
slight backtrack as your father's hand pulls away from your face and he goes to step back. You stick your hand through the bars, and there's a quizzitive look on his face for a second, and then acknowledgement, and he reaches down and grabs it in a swift motion, and it disappears into his robes as he backs up and sits down into the writing
Yep,
desk.
and he got potion of gaseous
I know what
form.
it does.
Yeah.
So you're led back up the stairs from this dungeon area. 7. So, what do you do as this figure breaks off and starts to go around the curved bend?
Goddamn. I was hoping I didn't have to make this decision until next week, but boy. All right, I see, because I see I saw them all go off to the dungeon and whatnot, and I know that they're going there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was just me that went down there, right?
Well, okay, fair. I know that you went down there. I know where everybody else and stuff is. Okay. Oh God. I go outside. That's what I would do. So I follow, yeah, because he went in front of me, right? Because he trailed off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I would follow.
Okay.
This goes so bad.
So you follow around the curve of this lighthouse tower, and the figure of the guard stops, and as it moves to turn around to you, the form shifts, and you can see the form of your brother standing there, and he leans against the stone wall of the lighthouse. Just says, "Well, hello, brother. It's been some time since we've spoken."
Yes, it has. So, what is it that you want?
Well, first I have a question. for you.
And
What is it that you see in this group that you follow with? Really, I don't ask that sarcastically. I genuinely want to know what it is you see in them because, see, for me, you and I traveled for quite some time. We did the scouting and all the fun of that nature for Mother. So, I have to say that it seems odd to me that you would follow a group like this except for some gain of your own, yet I find you here, stepping into the lion's den with our sisters, and I have to ask the question of myself, what's in it for you?
well, I don't particularly like our family. So anything to put a foil in their plans, whether it's personal gains or for gains of Mother, it happily brings me pleasure. So, in hoping that our sisters get a little bit annoyed with our little theatrical play here, I'm hoping that it puts a thorn on their side. That'd be great amusement for me. But in all reality, I travel with them because they get into misadventures. I have a desire to become who I once was. And right now, I have no idea how to go about it unless getting myself involved with you guys. And quite frankly, I don't want to do that. I don't really want to gain myself back if it means having to cooperate with any of you. Though at the same time, I do want to go back. It would be nice. However, I'm sure I'll find it very eventually if I keep continuing on with these guys. We happen to seem to learn more things than we ever intended to. We're involved in things that are bigger than they seem, and all we happened to do was take one step left or one step right, and we happen to find ourselves in these situations all the time. So I'm thinking at some point, we're bound to happen upon the man who helped you all change me, or we happen to find a cure to help me change back, or something of the sort. It's only a matter of time, and it definitely beats having to cooperate with any of you. It's quite entertaining, actually. It's fun finding myself in adventures that give me a little bit of interest. They excite me. Though granted, this body doesn't really allow myself to enjoy everything as much as I would like to. So, there's that. So, why are you here, and why are you not cooperating with our sisters? At the same time, I don't really care, but it would be nice to know for my own sake.
So what you're telling me is after everything that you've been through, and now traveling with this group and your crazy misadventures, all you still seek is to be what you once were. That seed still rooted in you holds deep, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, I was powerful. I had virtually everything I wanted. And I had the capability to get more. So, why not go back to that? Even if my desires change, at least having the power to change what I want or to get what I want would be nice. So, I figure why not start there?
Well, then that answer begs one more question, and I will happily answer yours. Do you care for these mortals who you travel with?
I mean, in a way, yes. I do care for them. They are entertaining, to say the least. But, I mean, in comparison to what I've known as family beforehand, it's really not that high of a bar to beat. So, whether I've actually really attached myself to them or not, they are the closest thing to family I've ever felt, more so than you. And, granted, these people haven't tried to murder me and, banish me and all things of the sort, so, as I said, the bar isn't set very high.
Oh, I was really, really hoping you weren't going to say that you cared about them. You see, I find myself in somewhat of a predicament, even more so now, hearing what you've had to say. This new version of you whom I travel with is worn on me. I find myself in the situation of asking you for assistance.
Assistance with what?
Well, making me mortal.
You want to be mortal?
Yes, this whole demigod thing is just so boorish. I'm sick of it. I mean, doing Mother's bidding constantly is just, it gets old. We've been doing it for so long, and at least following you, I've come to realize how much I just want what you have.
Oh, he wants friends.
No, he's an envious son of a bitch.
Well,
Oh.
it seems we can make ourselves a deal here. You help me get these people out of here so I can continue my misadventures to hopefully find my misplaced powers.
And you help me
And
to
I...
become
Yes.
whatever it is that those other fleshy things are.
Sure, you can have my mortality. I really don't care for it, so...
Ooh, I like this trade.
Alright. So we have a deal.
I don't see why not. He
Okay.
holds out a hand.
I hold out my wing.
He grasps your wing and shakes it.
Okay.
Well, until we meet again soon, I would imagine.
Yes, soon. I have business to attend to, as I'm sure you do as well, so... Alright.
His form shifts back into a guard, and he walks off in the directions the other ones went. And you're left there, a bit open-beaked.
Am I still invisible?
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright. I go inside before it wears off.
Okay. You turn and start to head back inside. And
Okay.
that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Interessante.
Your brother's
Well-
a millennial. All he wants to do is just die.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody who's still here. That was fun. Didn't expect things to go that way.
That
I
was a
had
great
planned on
session.
them assaulting the boats on the coast. So here we are.
Boats, boats, boats!
boats. Yeah, well, we love you all as usual. We hope you have an amazing week, and we'll be back soon with the follow-up to whatever is going to transpire next here.
This
As
was
things
so bad.
get saucy. But
Everything's fine.
thanks for watching, everybody. I'll work on my outros.
We should have something written down, maybe.
I should write things.
No,
Thank
I
you
like how
for
you say, I just work on my
watching
outros
Crit
and then...
Seekers.
yeah.
We'll talk to you
Heck and heck yeah.
next week.